We are back. Hey there, William.
Really?
I am Aaron. This is Malcolm, May to December, and we are talking today about Severin's announcement, Radiance's announcements, about the Oldies 88 film sale, which did you buy some yet, or did you know about it?
Oh, I haven't. I heard about it, but I haven't had a look yet because I wasn't sure what would be on there. Because obviously, I buy their stuff every month for the most part.
Mr. Gino from the the 6-shooter, is actually he gave me the heads up on that. So shout out to Gino for that.
Oh, his first episode of his new show is gonna air live on his channel.
That is amazing. Well, that'll be interesting. Like, what he should do if he's got it and he's putting it up there, he should do premiere. So, like with a watch, if it's something that's been taped before, do a premiere to do a watch along type thing. I keep meaning to do those, but I keep forgetting.
Yeah. Well, he should know as well if that would be something people could actually watch as well.
Late night double feature picture show from RKO. Whoa. Yeah, it's over there somewhere, man. I love me some Rock Your Picture Show. Just saying. Welcome, dude. So,
Hi.
There's announcements, and they're exciting, but we've got to talk about double dipping today too, because that's going to be something that's a conversation that needs to be had.
I mean, I've done it a few times in my life.
I've double dipped just a few times with this pumpkin over here. Over and over and over again. Halloween, and I guess when it comes to movies like Christmas and stuff like that, there's not just double dipping, there's trip dipping. Speaking of which, you have a video coming out with Benet talking about Halloween.
It's about Halloween ends. That should be airing, I think, on Monday.
As the definitive David Gordon Green guy, Jason should add me on there. Just saying. But here's the thing. I'm going to say this right now. Watch that video. 100% watch it. And you know why? Because it's me approved. It has my
it's good approval.
Malcolm, who does amazing stuff. We are lucky to have him here.
Thank you.
I'm excited, dude. I'm excited to look at stuff. I'm excited to talk about double dipping. And
me too. I've been good. I've been good last 2 days. I haven't bought anything, so that might change.
Oh, I realized something. I forgot to share the screen. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Remember, I was doing the video not too long ago. Ryan from Disconnected, whose channel you should be watching, by the way. I was doing the video and I was like talking about like, okay, and we look at this and look at this, and he's like, "Were you supposed to be sharing your screen?" I'm like, "Damn it, I forgot to share my screen." So that's the thing. All right, we're looking at the March 24 Just the Disc bundle. Speaking of a great YouTuber and a great podcaster, Just this, man. There you go.
Yeah, Just this. I've got his pin. I've got his enamel pin upstairs somewhere. You can actually buy it from Severin. You know the one of his face.
Of whose face?
The guy who did Bad Biology. I always call him Just the Disc, because the enamel pin, because it looks like him.
Oh, well, I think it just, I think the podcast and YouTube channel by Brian, a podcast that I've been on. But you're talking about Frank Henenlotter.
The enamel pin on Severin looks like him a little bit. That's what we say. I've got my Just the Disc pin.
That's right. You have said that before. God, man, I'm slow today. That's right. I've only made 4 videos today. So
just 4.
Yeah, that's it, man. I did behind the scenes. Hopefully you guys watch that. I had a lot of fun with that one.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's the big one sold out with the postcard. That's crazy.
It has. Oh, yeah. The March bundle. It sold really, really quickly. So this is the Just the Disc bundle without the Devil's Honey postcard, autographed by Blanca. I'm totally going to mess up this name, just so you know. Marcela. I'll go with what you said, man. What you said. So here we go. We got Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker now in 4K. Kathy's Curse now in 4K with this incredible limited slipcase with glowing LED eyes. If you're a VHS person, you've seen lots of these. You remember these from back in the day, going to your local video store and seeing like these like glowing eye things. They're little LED lights. They always like die after a while.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I like it, but at the same time, I'm like, it's not going to last forever unless you never use it.
Exactly. The Great Alligator, which I am excited about, and Devil's Honey, which is another upgrade, 4K upgrade. I have to ask.
Because it's 4K month, isn't it?
It's a total 4K month. What do you think? We're going to look at these like separately in a second. What does everybody think about this here? Thank you, man.
I know for me, I'm really excited for the Devil's Honey 4K because I love that. Cavi's Curse is great because I never bought the Blu-ray, so I can just get the upgrade immediately. The Great Alligator, I'm quite excited by because I've been buying a lot of films like that lately. Alligator 1, 2, Crocodile, Killer Croc, you name it. Like, so it'll be another one to add to that collection. And Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker, I barely remember it, but that's because I was stressed because we were moving at the time when I watched it.
It's a really good film. Definitely a really good film. Great Alligator, I'm married to a marine biologist, for those that know that. They'll be behind the scenes. So we watch all these aquatic horror films. But here's the thing. Here's my issue. They're a great announcement. Here's my issue. Here's my sad issue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where you got them?
Oh, man. You know, I got Kathy's Curse, man. And I want to see and I got Devil's Honey. So I wanted to see if there's any difference in the features from these releases.
That's a good idea, actually.
Because, but if you don't have them, 4K must buys right at the gate. Like I'm going to say it. Like these are good, really good films. Conexploitation wise, Kathy's Curse is one of the really good ones, and Devil's Honey is one of my favorite Lucio Fulci films. It's a different one, and it's done in the 80s. And I do get into a lot more of the unique stuff. So let's go over to the features on these releases.
Okay.
Gotta be really careful because I know they sometimes like to mess with you. By the way, standard editions of The Church and the Sect are coming out as well for 4K. Like choice of optional limited edition slipcase with limitation or not. Like, of course, you're going to choose the one with that.
Of course.
So the worldwide UHD premiere of the director's cut and US release version.
Oh.
Let me look in here. So I've got the director's cut and alternate US release version for the 4K, so the Blu-ray edition. So, okay, feature-wise on mine is interview with director Eddie Matlin, interview featurette with actress Randy Allen and costumer Joyce Allen, audio commentary on US cut with Brian Collins and filmmaker Simon Barrett, introduction to cinematic void screening at American Cinematheque by critic Brian Collins, and theatrical trailer. Or do we have anything new?
No. Except the booklet.
Except the booklet. So there's a booklet. That's a good thing. That's like booklets do matter. Mine's got a booklet. Let me check. Got a booklet? No, I don't.
And the slipcover.
It's a cool slipcover, man. Like, not gonna lie. If Bullet Blake was here, Bullet Blake's behind this, right?
Yeah, he'd be freaking out of it because it's probably one of the coolest slipcovers we've seen in a while.
It's the coolest slipcovers we've seen since Vinegar Syndrome stopped doing those lenticulars, and still Demon.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true.
And Demon One's my favorite slip, I think, because they got that. We have that. So cool. But if you don't have Kathy's Curse, this is a great one. Would you upgrade it, man? It's just
I would if I had the Blu-ray, I would have. But again, I think as much as I'd want to buy these, I'd probably want to buy them doing a sale, so they're half the price, because they're all movies that I know I'm going to enjoy by buying them. But I wouldn't want to pay like $48, especially for movies that have already been released before. Like I've got The Devil's Honey for 88 films. I can get rid of that now because I love that film, so I can easily get the 4K. But I'll probably wait until Black Friday to buy them because they're never going to sell out anyway because they rarely sell out these things. Do you know what I mean?
So you're not going to buy this for the half of the Black Friday stuff?
Probably not. I don't know. I mean, if I had to buy one, it'd probably be Devil's Honey for me. But I would buy the others in a sale. So, not that I don't think they're good. It's just for the price adds up. Oh, what happened there? Aaron has left the building.
I crashed.
Oh dear! I was like, Aaron has left the building.
Like you're like, Aaron is so upset that I didn't want to buy it right away.
Yeah, he left.
He's
So
left.
angry. It was like, why? I mean, I'm excited for the announcements. Don't get me wrong. I think they're great, and I think anything being released on 4K is good. But for me, I just wouldn't. I can't imagine. But I don't want to pay $48 for a movie that I feel like isn't really worth that. I mean, the movie's brilliant. The movie's fun. Don't get me wrong. But $48 can get you a lot more movies if you're going like an oldies sale or something.
We're gonna look at the oldies sale too. There's some good stuff there, and you have a lot of it, so you'll be able to give recommendations to people.
Yeah.
Late Night is all about the upgrade. Mutineer is all about the saving money. So it's a combination of both here. Let's look at Devil's Honey while we're at it. And then we'll look at the new releases, because the other ones are newer. I don't think Great Alligator has been out before, has it?
No, it hasn't. And they haven't released Butcher Baker either before that, because Kino released it, didn't they, after Code Red, in conjunction with them.
Yeah. So I'm going to read off mine. I'm not going to look at this here. You can look at this. I'm going to read off mine. Just let me see if there's anything new. So interview with Brett Halsey, interview with Corinne Clary, producing Honey, interview with producer Vincenzo Salviani, Devil Sax composer Claudio Natali, Stephen Thor, author Beyond Terror on the films Lucio Fulci on Devil's Honey. That's a really good one, actually. Fulci's Honey, an audio essay by Troy Howarth, alternate opening and theatrical trailer. All the same?
It looks like it. Did you have the Sax Lies and Videotape one on there? At the top. Did you have that one?
Let me just say, make sure. I don't think so. I think that's new. No, that is new, because they did bring her in. We did see a picture of her, and they did an interview with her. So there you go, an all-new interview with Blanche, and a newly discovered audio interview with Lucio Fulci. So there's Lucio Fulci interview in her as well. Archival audio interview with Lucio Fulci. So this one here, my friends, this is now if you're a fan of the actress, you're a fan of Lucio Fulci, definitely worth the upgrade here. It's a 4K. It has brand new interviews. I really wish I would have got those postcards with her autograph.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting to have.
I hope the 4K looks great, because the Blu-ray wasn't as impressive as I hoped at the time.
See, I like the Blu-ray. Look at this, dude. Look at it.
Can you hold that a minute and make this a private? And make this a private for a second, because I've got a feeling someone's going to explode.
This is, yeah. These look great. This is a 4K. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's definitely an upgrade.
That's a serious upgrade. Let's go to Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker. A weird film for sure, with some really unique things. Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker is probably it's such a great Susan Terrell performance.
Yeah,
massive fan of hers. Now scanned in 4K from the OCN with 6 hours of new and archival special features. We don't have one audio commentary, Malcolm. We don't have 2 audio commentaries. We got 3 audio commentaries.
Whoa. This is what we want.
Oh, it's for sure. We got an interview with Bo Svensson, who plays the very problematic cop in the film. The director of photography, Robbie Greenberg, is interviewed, as is Ted Nicolai, who's the editor on this and worked on a lot of Full Moon stuff, including directing. Cast of career interviews as well. Trailer, TV spots, web store exclusive slipcover for those slipcover lovers out there.
Yep, I do like that slip.
It is a very nice slip.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an upgrade from the Code Red / Kino release for sure.
It's a really good film. It's a really unusual film. Think of it in a weird way. It's it's along the lines of those psycho-esque murder mysteries. That came out around that time, with kind of like the pseudo sexual, psychological thrillers. Susan Terrell is really good. She does an insanely good job. This is a massive underground swelling among the LGBTQ plus. This is like one of the big ones in that community. But it's a really, really good film. Like, Bo Svensson is menacing in this film. Like,
Yeah.
not a good cop. Like, he just wants to.
I like this. I like this. Technically got 3 covers as well with the slip.
I love when you do that. Look at this. This makes it look like it's some like Man on the Run type of movie. It's totally not that.
It does, doesn't it?
That's a sequence from the film. This here is very much the Video Nasties cover, which would look probably
really nice release.
It that cover kind of goes in with, if you remember, Invasion of the Blood Farmers had a very similar type of cover to it.
It did, yeah. And so did Frankenstein versus, what was it? Was it Frankenstein versus Dracula?
Yeah, when they
no, Invasion of the Blood Farmers.
Invasion of the Blood Farmers. It's like there was a VHS label that had that logo to it. I can't remember what the company is now, but it's kind of aping that, kind of homage to it. We got one more to look at before we go on up. And then we can do Radiance or the Sale. It's up to you, Malcolm. I'm going to let you decide. You're going
to. I think we should do the Sale and then do Radiance.
So this is gorgeous, by the way. Love this Jaws-esque cover as well.
Ooh.
Though it's okay. This is great. This scene. No, it's different. Look at that. That's a great look. We got Claudio Castanelli, Barbara Bach. Who doesn't love Barbara Bach? Mel Ferrer, Richard Johnson. Just such a friggin' good one. I love these type of movies. Got a bunch of features on here as well. Newly scanned from the OCN. Director Sergio Martino. So it's a Sergio Martino joint, guys. So if you're into Sergio Martino like I am, this is good to have. Silvia Colatina. Interview. We got an interview with camera operator Claudio Morabito. Man, Aaron butchers names. That's what this video's gonna be called.
You know what he sounds like, didn't you? He sounds like a Naruto character with the way the ending saying Morabito. It sounds like an anime.
Believe it. Antonello Galang, camera operator Gian Lorenzo Battaglia. Thanks, guys. Giancarlo Fernando, and with a bunch of people interviewed for a bunch of things.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that. All right. Out of all these here, like Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, and Devil's Honey are the two the best film. I think are two best films out of these releases. These Curses is a really good exploitation. I've got a personal connection to that. Obviously, I'm Canadian. Great Alligator. I love Sergio Martino. I love these type of films. So this is all a win for me. If I was in Canada, I probably would have ordered the. I would have got the big bundle. Him probably would have made us get it. But we may have. I don't want to say it too much now. I've said stuff before we came on camera. But let's just say there may be a very special out and about coming up.
Ooh!
Around my birthday.
I wonder what that's going to be exciting.
I'm so stoked, dude. I'm so stoked. But we will say nothing else for now. But we'll just leave it at that. 88 films, home entertainment reimagined, or films that Malcolm has, and he'll be able to recommend a lot of these to you. I got a couple of these, so I'll better give you a couple recommendations. And ones that Malcolm has convinced my dad to buy many of. So
yes, it's true. Actually,
it is very true. So, 88 film sale on oldies.com. By the way, if you're wondering where the sale's at, this has some pretty cool stuff. So let's start off. I'm gonna name these titles. We're gonna give recommendations on these. Well, there's only 31 titles to go through. So, The Postman Fights Back with Chow Yun-fat.
Yep. It's a really good film. And it has a ninja in it at the end.
So we get Chow Yun-fat and a ninja?
Yeah, Nungoya.
That seems like a must-have.
Yeah, it's just really good. It ends in like a forest. It's a really good film. A very underrated film.
Ronnie, you did this one? Okay. So we know it's going to look gorgeous.
Yeah.
Magnificent Warriors.
You can talk about that one. You watched it, yeah?
Actually, I have. I like this one. I wasn't sure when I bought it. You know that. I was iffy because I was so set on getting that Jackie Chan Volume 2 set, right? But I kept coming back to this one. And it's Indiana Jones, yes, I guess is one way to put it.
Yeah.
But it's much more action-y set piece.
I'd probably say it's more like that Tom Selleck one. You know, the one where he's flying over, is it Tibet? You know the Tom Selleck one?
I know the one you're talking about, yeah. It is very, yeah. I think it's more
like that in a way.
I wouldn't even said that. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. What about you?
I'd recommend it. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot more humor in it. And
I like all that going
really well done. So I'd recommend it. Yep, all the way.
Would you recommend 71% off for $29.32? For $29.32, would you recommend?
I'm actually tempted to, even though I've got the Eurekas, I'm actually tempted to buy this version.
Look at this.
But I don't know if it's the limited edition one because it doesn't say limited edition.
If it is, guys, just so you know, I will do this really quickly. See how it's different from your Eureka one. So this is Royal Warriors, which is the first one because it wasn't originally called Line Duty. Then from there, you get Yes, Madam, which is the movie about this box for this film, by the way.
Yep.
I just love Yes, Madam. It's a great film.
Also known as Police Assassins.
Mm-hmm. And the Line of Duty 3. By this time, they're calling it in the Line of Duty. These covers are magnificent, by the way.
Aren't they?
You know, for those that want to know, and because for the purists out there, yes, we do have the original covers on the inside.
Yeah.
Like the Cynthia Khan, she actually really came to her own here.
It's kind of interesting because there was another, I believe, 5 in the Line of Duties.
It'd be interesting to see
but they don't seem to want to release them on Blu-ray. I know because I've got number 5 on DVD.
Also, with that, by the way, guys, you don't just get that. But that's not all.
That's not all, folks.
You also get this amazing poster, which is double-sided, by the way, which is fantastic and would be great in and of itself. But that's not all, because you also get another poster. You get the Royal.
Oh, I like that. I dubbed that one and the other one together, on the wall.
Wait a second. Look at this.
Yeah. That's nice.
And you get this massive book. And let's see if I can find a page count. Over 100 pages in this book, by the way.
Damn.
You get some writings here. See if they say the writings are from. We got Matthew Edwards doing the writings on this one here. We go through the different films, the director, the crew, all that type of stuff. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Great thing to also have some nice pictures here too, along with the writing. Look at this here. Passes the knock test, as Steph would say.
Yep, that's what you need. If it passes the knock test, then you know it's quality.
And there's a ton of features on this, by the way. 100%. This gets the Cult of Cinema recommendation. It's Cult of Cinema approved. It's a great set. It's a great release. I'd recommend it. And I'm not sure what the Eureka one's like. I don't have it, but this one here is magnificent. Picture quality is great.
Oh, the Eureka one is, I can say about that. The Eureka ones are separate, which I kind of like because they've all got individual slipcovers. They've all got their own booklets in them as well. So I'd be interested to see what the difference was, But, yeah, they're quality releases. But I will admit, I think the A8 Films release looks better.
It is a gorgeous release. It's one that I'd recommend. And at what I just picked, $29. $29 for that. I have to check to see if there is actually a standard release of this one out. Or is it just the?
That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to have a look and see. But does it because you never know.
Nope. Looks like that's still in deluxe collector's edition, which is £59 right now. So there is no standard release of In the Line of Duty.
Oh, so I might pick it up just to point with the other one.
Normally, I would not be like the person that would like kind of like egg you on for this type of stuff, but it's pretty sexy, man.
Hey, I'm double dipping.
Picture those posters.
I know. I want to put those two on the wall.
Shaolin Mantis. I don't have this one.
Classic. It's classic. Really good. He goes undercover and he basically starts dating the daughter and that, and it's just a really fun film. It's got a brilliant cast. It's got what's that?
Who stars in this one?
David Chang.
Okay.
Yeah, he stars in it, and I believe who's the other guy? Is it Lung Gar-wing? It's one of them who plays the dad. I think it's Lung Gar-wing. I could be wrong, but it's one of the better Shaw Brothers movies in the actions.
I will give. I don't own this one yet, but I have seen this, so I'm definitely going to give a recommendation to Flying Guillotine too. I like this movie.
What's good is if you watch number one, number two, it just kind of is its own identity. What I mean by that is you don't need to watch the first to watch the second. So I recommend it.
So in case you're confused by the Flying Guillotines, hey, Deathbomb, welcome out. We get daylight. We don't get daylight savings here in Morocco, but we get it for 1 month during Ramadan.
Wow.
Just because where there's a lot of fasting going on, it makes it kind of that extra hour can make a difference.
Yeah. Well, there's Fatal Guillotine 1, Fatal Guillotine 2, and then you've got the one on Boxer versus the Fatal Guillotine. Then you've got Fatal Guillotines that came out like 6 years ago for World Go USA. There's like 9 of them, even though they're not all connected, but they do use similar weapons.
And also, don't forget, big-breasted guillotines go to the beach.
Yeah, there you go. And they get guillotined, all right.
Who gets that joke? Who's seen Return of the Killer Tomatoes? Okay, this is a fantastic one. I got to watch it with my dad. I need to get this one. I watch this at my dad's. Dragons Forever is frigging fantastic. It's a very different role for Jackie Chan.
I got the collector's edition of it, and I kind of wish I didn't, because even though I love the box and I love the thing, I actually think the slipcover version looks really nice.
Oh, so you'd recommend it with the slip?
Yeah, I'd recommend it with the slip, unless you want the book and the poster.
Yeah, this is a really good one. Jackie Chan plays a very sleazy liar, a ladies' man. He's at the beginning of the film. He's not exactly a nice guy. Sammo Hung isn't the greatest guy either. Yan Bo is probably the wackiest but most pure out of all 3 of the guys.
Well, he's unstable, isn't he? Remember when he goes into his home and he flicks the switch? It's that big, massive. I love it. It's so good.
It's such a good movie. High recommendations for Dragons Forever. You'll have a blast. Great fights in this one, by the way. Ending fight sequences, man. Oh. Dude looks scary. That dude looks scary, man.
I love that. I love the fight. Yun Wa's in it as well as the main villain.
Yeah.
And he's just phenomenal. He's actually in the film I was watching. When we were talking earlier, because I was watching Kung Fu Hustle. And
yeah, really. It's a favorite of him.
Yeah, and he's in it, isn't he? Because it's amazing. So yeah, I recommend Joseph. I think Joseph Forever is probably, if I'm being serious, is my favorite Jackie Chan movie. More so, favorite Jackie Chan with Sammo and Yun. I'm very close between that and Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars.
For me, it's this one and Wheels on Mills. I really love Wheels on Mills. That's always been a favorite.
Wheels on Mills. Best one was Mills where they go against the guys fencing. I love that, and it just ends so. Oh, and when he goes against Benny Ukrides, like he does in this, and he does that whole shaking it off and everything.
It's Human Lanterns, dude. Human Lanterns.
Whew. It's a dark one, but it's a fun one. I got on DVD years ago from CEX, and I put it on. I was like, "Whoa, this is actually quite." Because the cover actually has nudity on it.
Does it really?
Yeah, if you zoom in on it, you see blood covered, and you see, bumbas.
The Bubes. Legendary Weapons of China. Recommendation on this one?
I would. I watched that recently for the first time in great quality, and it's a real fun movie. I love her. I believe it's Lungar Wing and is it Lungawa? And they go against each other at the end. It's a great scene using a voodoo doll.
Your girlfriend sounds cool, Death Bomb. Just saying, man.
Damn, I need her to be my girlfriend if she's that cool.
Monkey Fist, Monkey Kung Fu, in other words.
Yeah, never been a big fan of that movie. As much as it's fun and it's good, it's not. It just doesn't stand out.
$8.79, not a bad price for it if you're like doing up your collection.
Hey, Cinema Dave.
Hey, welcome, dude. Are you buying stuff from here, man? Are you upping your martial arts collection today with all these with these prices? The prices are insane.
They are.
Drive with Mark Dacascos. I actually like that.
I've always had a soft spot for that movie.
It's better than people give it credit for, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot better. If you go by American standpoints at the time, it was superior to most of the action movies. But the problem is nowadays people. I don't know why Mark Dacascos has never had a big impact in films so much. I mean, he's always been like a B star. And I always felt like he's superior to people like Scott Adkins and these other people.
That's over here. Well, one thing you should get, Dave. I'm going to bring it up right now. If you don't have it, this is $29 right now.
Yes, you should pick that up. That's like $29 for 4 movies. That's a bargain.
4 movies, 2 posters, a book, a ton of special features. We got some. Michelle Yeoh, got some Cynthia Rothrock, got what's her name again? Cynthia. What they call her? Did they call her Cynthia Khan?
Cynthia Khan.
Yeah, they renamed her. Who's the guy actor in this too? Like in a lot of these.
Michael Wong and Donnie Yen.
Thank you. So that 100%. Dragons Forever also recommend, by the way.
Yeah. Dragons Forever. I'd recommend, from what I've seen so far, I'd recommend Dragons Forever, In the Line of Duty, Legendary Weapons of China, and I would probably also recommend Magnificent Warriors.
Definitely, and if you want to see Magnificent Warriors, it is right here. Don't have the fancy one with the case slipcover, but
because Magnificent Warriors kind of goes with the In the Line of Duty series in a way.
And it's a fun film. I mean, it's like there's 2 different covers for it. I'll show you alternate artwork, guys, for those that want to see.
Hey, film watcher.
Hey, welcome, man.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
We're not there yet, man. So you could have more pocketbook like spending it. Because I'm going to recommend a movie that's going to surprise Malcolm, actually. But first, Magic Cop. What do you think of Magic Cop?
Do you know, I haven't actually seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's going to be the shocker. I didn't pick it up. I'm sad I didn't. I think Gorgeous is underrated. Yeah, I'm going to go there. I think Gorgeous is an underrated Jackie Chan film. I think he does a much better performance than he's given credit for because people expect, that always wacky martial arts type of character that he does, and we still get the action. There's 2 excellent fight sequences in Gorgeous. Yeah. But I think this one deserves a reappraisal.
Can you name the female star in it?
I can't actually right now.
Shu Kui.
Is it? I know she's gorgeous.
Yeah. She's gorgeous, and she was super young in it at the time. I think she was like in mid-20s at the time. She's still gorgeous now. Watch the film, but she was in not too long ago. And she's like 50 odd now. She still looks the same.
I mean, it is. I would give it a recommendation. I think $20 is still, it's a little up there for a sale price. But if you're a fan of Jackie Chan and you don't mind like some of the moves a bit slower with a different pace, and some of the humor might be a bit dated for today.
If you're a completionist and you enjoy Jackie Chan, you have to own it to give it a watch.
Well, it's better than even stuff like Kill with Injury. Like I own Kill with Injury. This is much better film.
It's a lot better than what you call as well. What's that one? Battle Creek Bob.
And Mr. Nice Guy, which has Richard Norton in it. So
I like Mr. Nice Guy.
It's okay. Maybe I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen Mr. Nice Guy since VHS days, so have to take.
It's underwhelming. It's underwhelming now. I like it, but it's underwhelming. It's too Australian now. In the
Jimmy
sense
Wang
of
Chinese boxer. What do you think?
Basically, this is another. So if not one-arm boxer, you like Chinese boxer because his arm gets messed up in this as well. The thing is, I will say this: Jimmy Wang Yang, right, loved to get his arm messed up. He loved one-arm swordsman, one-arm boxer, Chinese boxer. He actually said in an interview he actually had a kink for it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, but when he used to have intimate moments, he used to act like one arm wasn't there. He was a very crazy man, Jimmy Wango. If you hear stories about him, he's like mental.
Yeah, he's a strange dude. Hero, which is actually probably one of the more known films in North America.
Yeah. Not one of the best ones.
No. Yunbo, that was good enough. Martial Club.
Oh, yeah. Classic. It's a classic. That's one of those ones you should watch with My Young Auntie as well, because it has the same two main stars.
Oh, really?
It's a great double bill, and I highly recommend it.
Isn't My Young Auntie on my Shawscope Volume 1 set?
It is. It's on one of them.
And then everybody's favorite martial arts classic, The Gestapo's Last Orgy.
Yes.
Obviously,
I have to be honest, there's a lot of martial arts in this.
And is it Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung?
Jackie Chan and Yuen Biao. Yuen Biao plays the love interest. Jackie is, the Gestapo. And when Sammo comes in, that's when the orgy starts.
There you go. Would you recommend this movie? I would.
No, I watched it for the first time when I bought it from Severin, on the DVD.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
I just was disgusted by it. I was just disgusted. Not because it was so boring. And so like, oh yeah, let's do this to these people. Solo's the same. You just sit there and you're like, what is the point other than, belittling and, hurting people? At least in something like Saw, there's a reason. It wants them to pay for what they've done,
No, it's not my bag for one, and two, it's boring as hell. And the worst thing cinema can do, guys, you can have bad movies, you can have bad acting, you can have bad dubbing, you can have horrible soundtrack. But if you're boring, like everything else, you can come back from, you can salvage a bit.
It's true.
But if you're boring, and there's no way to salvage that. Yeah, well, like if you're boring and Mystery Science Theater can salvage it, you're screwed.
Yeah, even the nudity is boring.
The Last Blood, Hard Boiled 2.
This is a great film. It stars Andy Lau, and it also has Lungayan in it. And it's kind of a funny film because there's a scene in it where something happens. I won't spoil what it is, but the character says to Lungayan's character, "You've always had that cigarette in your mouth. It never falls out because there's a microphone in there, isn't there?" And he goes, yeah, right. And it's got the thing like this. He's like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because he's just at every scene with that cigarette in his mouth.
Remember the villain in Dragons Forever?
The ending is really good.
Remember the villains in Dragons Forever?
Yes.
I love that movie.
He was that way in Eastern Couples as well.
All right, the next one gets a recommendation for sure, and I blew it by not buying this one. Malcolm was 100% right on this one.
Yeah.
Spectre Skirts.
So Inspector Wears Skirts, right? It's a phenomenal police academy kind of like movie, but the female version, and it's got Cynthia Rothrock in it. Not a lot, but she's in it for a little bit, and she's great in it. You've got Sabella Hugh, you've got Sandra Negg, you've got a fantastic cast. It's well worth it. The second one has just come out, which I should have tomorrow. Now, growing up in England, I'm guessing Europe, this was called Top Squad. And I had the VHS for a very long time, and it had Cynthia Rothrock on the cover. That's the only reason I had it originally. And I was like, wow, I wish there were more of these. Well, years later, I buy it from Asia when it was released over there as Inspector's Wear Skirts. I watch it, and I'm like, there's 3 more. Yeah. How am I going to see these? So 88 Films have answered my prayers, and they're releasing all 4.
They are.
So I'm over the moon about that, because it means I'll finally get to see 3 and 4. I get to see number 2 properly because I bought Pirate of number 2 years ago. And now I get to watch them. I'm waiting for all 4 of them so I can come watch them in order together.
So did you buy the Blu-rays or did you go for the 4Ks for these? Because I know they get 4K releases too.
No, they only got Blu-ray.
They only get Blu-ray? I thought they had... Are you sure? The first one they get 4K?
Yeah, Inspector Wears Skirts only got Blu-ray.
What did I see? I thought for sure it was in the 4K section. That's why probably of my Sunrise when I was there.
Trust me, if it did, I'd have had the 4K.
Taxi Hunter.
This is worth it. I recommend it. Anthony Wong is brilliant in that movie. You can't go wrong with Anthony Wong. There's a real funny scene in it. It's going to sound horrible, but his wife's about to give labour, and basically her waters are broken, and she really needs help. And he calls the taxi over like this, and the taxi goes, "No, I'm not going to let her in my car with like giving birth kind of thing with blood and some water and stuff." And as he drives off, her dress is still in the car, and it drags her along, and she rolls over, smashes her skull, and dies. Right. So Anthony Wong's character starts wanting to kill taxi drivers. It's really fun.
Oh, that's why it's called Taxi Hunter?
Yeah, because his wife dies from a really stupid reason.
This
so goes
Cat 3, isn't it?
It is Cat 3.
Cat 3!
It's good film.
Flag, no, it looks good actually. Flag of Iron?
That's a 5 Venoms movie. I don't know if it's all of them in it, but it's a 5 Venoms movie, the Venom Crow. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, I've seen all the 5 Venoms. I cannot. This might tell them apart, but it's. I'm saying it's good. Disciples of Shaolin.
Classic, but the problem with Disciples of Shaolin and Shaw Brothers is Alex Fu Sheng and Chi Kwon Chun, I think his name is, if I'm saying it correctly. They were in so many movies made by Chang Che for Shaw Brothers, but were all based on the same story. And Disciples of Shaolin is one of them, where basically they're stopping the Ming Dynasty, I believe, and they constantly go against them as like warriors and stuff. Ooh!
Everybody needs Supercut.
Yep, but not the Supercut you've got, because you were lucky enough to get the last one with the nice hard box.
This is definitely a good one. For those that don't wonder what the hard box one was like, I've got it switched over to the alternate artworks, just so you know.
That's what I do.
Again, just like within in the Line of Duty one. So this is Super Cup 3, of course. We got
noise.
Super Cup 3, Police Story 3. There's Super Cup 3, though, I think. And of course, the massively big book. That's one of the only things not called Kung Fu Panda that Michelle Yeoh and Jackie Chan did together. It has incredible stunts, amazing action sequences, and again, kudos to Michelle Yeoh for that motorcycle sequence, because that is commitment.
She looks stunning in that movie as well.
She is she's gorgeous anyway, but like this is falling in love with Michelle Yeoh film. This is what this is.
Yeah.
And yes, everybody should. If you don't have Police Story 3 Super Cop, really, you need it.
Yeah.
And you can get like the 4K here. There's a Blu-ray edition if you don't want to get the Blu-ray. You want to get 4K. Long Arm of the Law, parts 1 and 2. This is one I'm intrigued by. I don't have it. I don't know if I've seen it. So this is what I'm going to ask you about.
Hey, mate. Long Arm
Okay.
of the Law, 1 and 2. Okay, so there's 4 Long Arm of the Laws, right? And the first 2 are the most well-known ones. The third one I actually bought from Asia recently to go with this because it stars Andy Law. And I don't think it's connected because I think the stories are different in the third one to the first 2. I think that's why it's not in it. Great, very action-packed.
Like in the Line of Duty style, would you say?
Yeah, probably. I think there is a connection between 1 and 2, but not 3 and 4. Same with Untold Story. You know, Untold Story 2 is different to number 1. And Untold Story 3, which is very rare on DVD in Asia, isn't. And even though they've got the same characters in them for the most part, you know, like Danny Lee and that.
Some pretty cool stuff here. Blood and Diamonds.
That's a great kung fu movie.
If anything, look at that girl in the background. All right, there you go. Right there.
You know what it's called? You know why, didn't you? It's Kung Fu Tatas.
The Blue Jean Monster.
Great film. What's great about it is it has the lead in it, as in the villain, is a very big side actor in a lot of the movies. Yeah, I think his name's like Xu Feng La, I think. And it was nice to see him actually get a lead role because he's always been kind of like one of those great characters, but you just see get shot or running around, but not getting that kind of lead. And I love that. So yeah, I recommend it. If you buy like Inspectors Wear Skirts, they've got the same kind of slipcover, so they go really well together on the shelf.
All right, here's a question though. This is the thing that's going to make it between making it a great film and like an amazing film.
Okay.
So, does anywhere in the Blue Jean Monsters, does somewhere the classic Dr. Hook song, "Baby Makes Your Blue Jeans Talk" play? Because that would put it at the next level.
Not only that, there's a whole dance scene where they're all wearing skinny jeans.
Dude, gotta see me in some skinny jeans, man.
Yeah, there you go. You point off, aren't
you? No.
I tried skinny jeans once, and I was like, no, never again.
I was at a shop, and I picked up some new jeans, right? And I'm with him. So there's a flannel gang around. I got the jean gang. I love that comment. I'm putting that up there. And so I'm going into there, and he's just grabbing jeans randomly, right? And she's bringing in jeans, and I'm trying to put these jeans on, right? And and like these are tight as hell. I'm like, I don't know what skinny jeans are at this point. So I put them on, and they're like super tight. And like I open the door, and Hind cries. I mean, she laughs so much, she cries, and rightfully so. It was not Aaron's best moment in style.
I'll tell you a jean story, right? I don't want to come off racist when saying this, but this is what it was when I was a kid, right? So my mum bought me white and red jeans when I was a kid, you know, like the stripes. And back then they would have called them black man's jeans, right? And I used to walk down in them as a teenager and that, and the looks I'd get, because it was like, why the hell is he dressed like that? He looks like an idiot. But I just loved them, you know.
That's worth got to see that Canadian tuxedo. Yeah. I once went on a blind date, and it should have been a blind date. It should have been blind because I decided, in my infinite wisdom of early college years, I was going to wear a jean shirt with a pair of jeans, like acid wash jeans, and jean sneakers. I did not have a second date.
Yeah, I can see why. I'm trying to.
No, the date didn't go on. Like she saw me, she said nope, and I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Well, it was that bad.
Oh no, the date didn't happen. Like she was. This was a girl that was very big in style, and she was like, she was like, yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to see if I can find the picture, because I think the picture is actually on my Facebook. So is this it?
I am going to give recommendation to the Project A collection. That's for sure.
No, it's not. That sucks. But yeah, it was a kind of interesting time for the time being. But yeah, what do you recommend? The Project A collection?
Yeah, for sure. I love
I
the Project.
I like the first one, but I've never been keen on the second.
Really? I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah,
Actually.
Maybe it's because I watched it when I was really young. The second one, because I originally watched them through Hong Kong Legends over here. I think they're over here in Australia as well. Yeah, I just never could get in the second one, even though it's got Rosamund Pike in there.
Maybe I got to rewatch it again just to make sure. Expect to wear skirts too, just for that cover alone, man.
Okay.
All right, Project A collection for this set. Wow, for this deluxe limited edition. That's actually pretty cool.
85. Does that say 85?
Yeah, is that the sale price?
Well, it ain't out yet, is it? It's not even out yet. I bought it from Diabolic for 55.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't go for those guys. Don't go for those sale price. Don't go for the pre-order stuff. Just saying.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get Super Cop much cheaper than that, by the way. Same with the Project A collection, and you 100% can get Blue Jean Monsters for less than 23. But there are some great prices here. Strong recommendations here for like I'd say. Okay, for its price, for the price wise, I am going to go back up here, and I am going to say Magnificent Warriors at 1025, 100%. In the Line of Duty 1 to 4, 29.32 for 4 films and a box set and 2 posters and a thing. Yes, grab that right away. Shaolin Mantis.
4K Forever as well. It's
Which
$13.
one?
The 4K of James Forever is $13.
That's a good price. Yeah, for 4K especially. 4K of Drive is $13 too, and I think that's a great Mark Dacascos film. I think it's underrated. I think that one deserves a buy. Legendary Weapons, as you recommended, $8.79. You can't go wrong with that. I want to recommend Gorgeous. At $20, it's a bit steeper than I would normally say for this. But especially if you're not used to that type of film. And again, we give recommendation to the Marshall Club from Malcolm, and 26 for parts 1 and 2. Long Arm of the Law is actually not a bad price, but just be sure. Look around, shop around, guys. Like shop around doesn't hurt. But there's some good prices here. Some actually very good prices.
Well, if you're like me and you don't, if you're like me, when I don't have any of something, just buy all the cheap ones.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not going to add up too much. I mean, if you can afford it, I mean.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. This is a good month. This is a good month. Because you're technically getting 6 films.
So we'll start off with The Agitator. 3 provocations from the wild world of Jean-Pierre Macchi. We get
and just so people know quickly, sorry, Aaron, I just want to say this. One of the titles in this, I think it's Lytton. I think it is, or Lytton. It's coming out through Severin at some point because they announced that. So I feel like people in America, Canada, they need to know that because obviously it's not with Radiance in America, it's with Severin. And it's coming in its own box set.
And so unique, different box set, actually. So maybe they're putting out their own box set. Never know.
I think so. We've got a few more titles, maybe. Because to say that one, but not say the 2 other titles is kind of interesting.
It is. This makes me think it's maybe not a creator-centric box set as opposed to something more centric to like maybe Euro horror.
Yeah, definitely.
So we get Kill the Referee and Agent Trouble. Kill the Referee, something that Canadians say a lot when watching Hockey Night in Canada.
I'm sure they do.
We do. I'm not lying. Have you seen these films? Are you a fan of Jean-Pierre Macchi?
I know of him, but I've never had the chance to watch his films. So I'm actually quite excited for this box set because it looks really good. because it looks like 3 different kinds of movies that are to do with like like mystery.
Well, Catherine Deneuve in one of these like just makes it a must anyway, right? Right out of the gate. I'm a massive Catherine Deneuve fan.
Yeah, beautiful woman.
I have not seen these movies. I would love to tell people like I've seen these movies and all this stuff about them and all this stuff. Don Cherry. We say kill the Don Cherry. Yes, we do. That guy, like, though I used to like the restaurants. Great potato skins. Potato skins. Is that that's like okay. That's like not just a North American thing, right? Potato skins are all around.
That's wedges, isn't it?
Well, it's like potato skin, like the hollow part of the potato, and usually it has like you can have like bacon bits and cheese on it, and sometimes you'll like put some sour cream on
Okay.
it.
So basically, it's like a jagged potato, but without the other bit now.
Yeah,
Because it's got the skin only.
Yes, hence the word potato skins.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we've had that.
Yeah, I didn't know if it's just a North American thing. So when I said it, I didn't want to think, like, okay, everybody's going to know.
I think it's a big thing. I think it's a big thing, obviously in North America, but probably not so big here. But I think I've seen them.
Well, we are savagely unhealthy with our snack foods. Hence why poutine is massively huge over in Canada. But it's so tasty. Malcolm, if we ever do a dude's trip to Canada, which would be amazing, go see my dad. Go to Canada.
That would be amazing.
That'd be awesome. We'll go. We'll have real poutine because you're not going to get it in London.
Yep.
Yeah, that's being honest. You don't get in Morocco either, man. And we'll have some of the other stuff too. But also we'll have good beer because it's going to be Canadian beer. And
good beer. I like that.
The beers here are small.
I'll be that guy that's sitting there past that burping.
Like I got like when I have a beer in Canada, it's like if I have like say whether I'm like got a Molson or a Bats or God forbid I've got like Dark Horse because I need to use the washroom and I haven't used it in a couple days. That's the only reason I'll buy Dark Horse. If you're Canadian, you'll get that joke. Dark Horse, lax in the bottle.
Lax in the bottle. Oh god.
Yeah, but people love it. All right, so this is a great set. Dive from this one right into this one right here. Battle of Ogo Solo and the Lost World.
Vittorio Di Setta.
A very familiar name, but I don't know if I haven't seen these. I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen these either. Have you seen these?
No. I think this is what's so good about Radiance is that they release stuff that you might not have seen, but you know it's going to be good.
I love the look of this too. Like it almost has kind of an old school like I'm from Newfoundland and there's like this place called Fred's Records, right? It's a famous record shop, like bands and everything come there from all around Canada. They play there. So it has this like kind of old school kind of put together look to the case. Like just looking on the back, you just like it's like something like you were at a place and somebody's like hawking their stuff. Like here's a release we put out.
I like it. I mean, this is probably one of the months I'm looking forward to. I'm really happy, but with the Bounty Hunter set, I wish that had been on 3 discs compared to the 2.
We're gonna have a group trip, man. That's it. Maddie's gonna make the trip.
It's gonna be like
right on. I'm older, so I was thinking Fandango, but okay. For you Kevin Costner fans out there.
Yeah.
Now, it is an exciting. No, you're right. I didn't interrupt you, but you're right. It's an exciting month. It's an exciting month of different stuff. And sometimes, like, I'll say, "Oh, this is different stuff," and I'll be like, "Eh," you know what I mean? And I'm like, "No, this excites me. Like, this is stuff."
Well, that's why. That's why I like being a subscriber without knowing, because I feel like I might look at something like that and go, "Oh, I'm gonna put that on my wait list," and then maybe miss out on it. And maybe never look at it, not because I wouldn't want to, but just because I would never think about it. So if I'm getting that in the mail constantly, it gives me a reason to maybe watch like more French movies or more, and I like that.
I'm going to say something. It's going to be controversial, especially in here. Are you ready for the controversy? I think Radiance is the best subscription in the market right now.
Mm. That's what I've always. That's what I've said. That's what I've been saying because I genuinely feel like they do like Vinegar Syndrome does when they release movies. People might not know, but the difference is they're films that you're going to remember after, for the most part. I think the worst
I
one
love
for
like
me.
that.
I think the one, that I haven't liked from Radiance so far is She Dies Tomorrow, because I just didn't see the point in that movie being released from them. But other than that, every single one's been a banger, as they say.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this Kenji Fukasaku movie either. That's the guy that, yeah, look, it's got the guy from Big Time Gambling Boss on it.
Yeah. I think this is a worldwide exclusive.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
that's Ten Kakamura, I think, if I got that right.
it's a great month for Radiance. It's a great month.
It is. And this is just May, I think. No, this is June. This is June's releases.
And I'm guessing this is a separate thing. Your Dirty Art House Volume 3.
Oh no! If you've got the subscription, you get that as well.
What the heck is it?
Basically their magazine.
Oh, it's a magazine. Oh, it's like a paper magazine.
Yeah, it's like I'd say probably about 40 pages.
Edited by Kat Eilinger. Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Like last month was good too. You got Planet of the Vampires. You got Shinobi. Like it was the first 3 movies, I think, in the Shinobi series.
Yeah, the first 3 movies. Yeah.
And that movie.
And then you got the other one, which I can't say.
Yeah, me either. Got a beautiful cover, but I just can't. I just can't pronounce it.
Well,
this is the wrong place.
I feel like the benefit of getting the Vincent sub is to sell the ones you don't want and have it pay for itself. Now, the thing is with people with that is I've been one of those people that I don't believe in doing that.
Just here's because the thing, but it makes it. I get what you're saying, but here's the thing: I know a lot of people that have, because they say, "Okay, I like Vinegar Syndrome, but I don't actually really like as much as I thought I was going to like." But I get like man says, whereas in a Radiant sub, you're probably going to keep most all of them.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like if
yeah.
No, again.
All I was going to say was, for me, I think it's different if you watch it and you sell it. That's fine. Yeah. But when I see people on the Vinegar Syndrome collector's page and they've just got them in sealed and they're trying to sell them, to me, I'm just like, don't bother subbing. Because if you're going to sub, watch the stuff and then sell it if you really feel you need to. But when it's all sealed, I'm just like, what are you doing here? I get people have hard times, but if you're having those hard times straight after you got that order in, because that means you shouldn't have ordered it in the first place.
I think another thing too, like I can see it if maybe they've seen the movie previously, and they don't like the movie. But like that's Maddie's saying, it's like saying selling movies that you watched and you don't like. So basically, as a way to pay for the movie, like hopefully get them cheaper. I think that's why for me, as much as I love Vincent, that's why I haven't subscribed recently. But I'd say if I was going to do a subscription, if like I decided, like if him came on tomorrow and said, hey, let's subscribe to something. Let's, just so we got something coming in. It would be Radiance. It would 100% the Radiance. And because that'd be a nice one. I don't have any Radiance in my collection, none at all. And almost everything that they put out interests me. And that's the thing. Now, there's a lot of stuff in the Vinegar Syndrome stuff that interests me, but a lot of it, either there's some stuff that doesn't interest me, and a lot of stuff that interests me I've seen, which is great. But a lot of stuff that Radiance comes out with I haven't seen. And at this point in my life, I'm a bit about the exploration of it all. I'm going to be doing a video down the road. I'm going to actually get you to help out with this one because I decided I want to do some series coming up, some Patreon series. Maddie, I might get you in for something. Both you guys, because it is going to be a pretty big one. So hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, sure. Yeah, there we go. I got that. Let's see. So here's a quick fact about Radiance. When the Dirty Art House Volume 2 came out, they never sent me a copy. When I contacted them, they said they were going to send me a copy. I never received it. And that was supposed to be in the I was supposed to be in in the package, but I couldn't be asked to bring it up again because I was like, it's a good little magazine, but it's not something that I would go out my way to pick up. So we'll see. I'm just excited by Radiance because I feel like it's kind of weird because I feel a bit like a more, I would say, more deluxe version of Kano at times. And to me, that's nice.
Can't find it right now. Just brought it over from the farm. So I've got a massive Oliver Stone collection. It's that big set. Remember the one that came out on DVD, the one that had everything from Salvador right up to, like, I think at the time Alexander was coming out. So I might be doing some director-centric stuff, and I might be looking to doing a Oliver Stone series.
Oh, that sounds quite exciting.
Going forward, like some of his early stuff, and looking into things like The Hand, and Any Given Sunday, Natural Born Killers. And I'm ready to start pushing and the boundaries, guys, and looking at some, like, deep diving into some of my my classic stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And eventually, I'll work my way up to doing that Bergman set.
God, imagine doing that.
You got the Bergman set?
Yeah, I know.
Perfect. Because I don't think that's something you can do on your own. I need guests for those type things. So, let's say.
Yeah. Well, give me a reason to watch them properly again.
Bunch of unwatched Oliver Stone in your collection as well. There you go. See, so I was at the farm and I was getting ready to set up for the steelbook set that's coming up. Salvador's very underrated.
Oh, hey, Bombay.
Welcome, man. So, and I'm looking at some steelbooks, and I pick up two that I'm going to bring with me for the video, and I forget them, of course. And then I realized there's this massive, like, Oliver Stone set that I've had in my collection for a while, and I haven't watched in a long time. And it's like this. It's really, really thick. You know the one I'm talking about. You probably got it.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
But so I'm like, why haven't I rewatched this? Like, there's such great stuff in this set, and I got to do that. I got to rewatch this. I'm not only going to rewatch it. I'm going to, like, make a journey out of it. I'm gonna watch these. I want to, Malcolm. We'll talk. We'll get mad and we'll talk. We'll converse. We'll be like a movie club talking about some of these films, giving our own, like, opinions and thoughts on it.
Sounds good.
I mean, it's an interesting, like, one. Any Given Sunday is one that I really want to revisit.
That's classic.
And Natural Born Killers, because Juliette Lewis, yes,
it's hard in that.
Juliette Lewis, she is so.
Woody Harrelson.
Yes, Woody Harrelson is super hot in it.
Yes.
I used to hate Woody Harrelson when I was younger.
Why?
Because I watched Cheers, and I wasn't into his when Coach passed, and, like, they brought in, like, Woody Harrelson's character. It took me a while to get used to it.
Makes sense.
But actually, when I was shocked when he was actually trying to be like this really talented actor. Jim Belushi, Hard Takes.
I think it's a lot better than people give him credit for. He's been so much now.
Oh, he's really good. I think at this point people know, like, how good he is. But at that time, like, he played the doofus character in Cheers, and nobody expected him to be, like, this great dramatic actor, which is what he turned into.
Yeah.
Hot Takes. It's a different video altogether. Hot Takes is one type of those are Patreons. When we get those super hot takes, we're talking about, like, Pretty Peaches and stuff like that.
Yeah. When you meet talk about films like that, Patreon.
Yeah, that's where we'll be talking about. We got a Melusine video coming up. That's coming up soon. And don't forget, guys, it's March already. Halfway to Black Friday month is coming soon. Next week, next Friday, Friday. It's the big day. For those who don't know about it, going to be live on here. Malcolm, I'm assuming you're going to be here. You're going to be here, right? Because we're
I'm
going
going to be here.
to be talking about, we're going to be here for the reveal, the unveiling of the halfway to Black Friday bundle.
The annoying part is it's one of the late ones, isn't it?
Call some smut.
That's what it should be called. That's what your whole channel should be called.
That's a future T-shirt possibility. Except,
Yeah,
I can't say it on here, but I've said it to Malcolm before. Early on, I was looking at like different like stuff for my channel, and I wanted to do like different like designs and stuff. So I was doing up some designs, and then I went to the AI generator to see if I could find like different color variations to go with the designs that I had. But when you do that, what happens is it messes with the lettering and the words. And as you know, they changed the cult word to something else that we can't say on camera.
Yeah.
But that could work in the smut context, actually.
Yeah, it could. I think anybody can crack it if they think of the C word.
Yeah, you
and
can, not that C word. No ends with an L.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, marketing, guys. It's one of the key things that I don't. I went to school for marketing. I'm not marketing my channel enough. So here we go. Like, share, subscribe to all that jazzy stuff. If you want to jump my Patreon to see all that like call to smut and all that other stuff, go down below. If you want to get early access to videos and see like other videos, hey there, Ox, so welcome, man. If you if you're not ready to commit, but you want to help with the channel, well, right across that screen right there, it's my birthday month. Buy me a coffee for my birthday. It would be muchly appreciated because there's a upcoming out and about that fingers crossed that you guys will be extremely excited about.
Yes. I can tell you guys it's going to be an exciting experience, especially if you're watching it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the call to smut thing just brought people in, man. I just think like it's just like one of those things.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Like it's the views have popped up. Like I think it's like 69 viewers now.
Like a 6 cents came up. I love that way you put in the 69 there. That's what she said. But it is. We've had great like. Is there another announcements today that we're looking at? We've looked at Severin announcement. That's some great stuff there. The 4K for Devil's Honey, by the way, has new features. So just so you know, Kathy's Curse has the same features as the Blu-ray, but it is oot and a boot. I find it hard to do that. Like us Canadians are supposed to say a boot, and there are some people, but it's very hard to find a Canadian that actually pronounces words like that.
Donna, when I first met her, she used to talk like that.
Yeah, what part of Canada is your spouse from?
Newfoundland.
She's definitely not from Newfoundland.
I think I don't know. I think she was from she said from one of those racist parts of Canada. So maybe could it be Alberta?
She's from Alberta.
Well, she left when she was 8.
Alberta's a nice place. I'm not gonna lie. I lived in Alberta for quite a long period of time, and I like it. I love it.
I don't know. When she tells me she's from Canada, I don't really pay much attention.
You really should.
Because I'm like, not because I've got anything against Canada, but because obviously she spent most of her time in America, so she talks more about America. So that's what I mean by not paying attention. Because
I will not hold that against her. Now, my better half spent a hell of a lot of time in America, and she went to university in South Carolina, and she went to university in New York. So she spent a great amount of her youth in the United States,
in the great parts as well.
Hart family from Alberta, right on. Did you see that they did a picture of what the first man looked like? Like the computer generated the first man. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Hold on.
Let's see.
Okay, let's see if we can find it.
The first man looks like Vin Diesel.
That's a different one. There's one that just recently came out that it looks like Bret Hart. I think it's a fake. Like it was on Twitter. It was a massive thing on Twitter. But yeah, like I think the Vin Diesel one was a fake too. It was a comedy thing. But yeah, the Hart family. I got ragged on when I made my video. By the way, I made a stream like with a video game stream with WW2K24. People ragged on me for liking Bret Hart.
Really? What was wrong with Bret Hart?
They said I only like Bret Hart because I'm Canadian. I like Bret Hart was boring. Like I'm like, he's a great wrestler, man.
That'd be like people saying, "Oh, you only like the British Bulldog because he was British." So
British Bulldog is an amazing wrestler. But
yeah,
man, what a shame.
Terrible, absolutely terrible. I don't know what's wrong with people. You know, I mean, we're all entitled to like who we like. What does it matter?
And Bret Hart was in like God wasn't in a TV series it was in. Guys, what is it? There was like there's a miniseries, and then there's a TV series, and there was the Outlaw Years. I have it too, and it's just blank from my mind. You probably have it too, actually.
I probably do, but I can't remember.
Western show. What am I thinking? Maddie, remember, guy.
Oh, come on. I can't remember it, but
I'm totally not looking it up. I'm trying to remember it. Like Lonesome Dove.
Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, there you go. Bumpy's got it. Lonesome Dove. Just Chris Jericho. I was a massive Chris Jericho fan. I used to have the tapes and everything, trade tapes. Remember the trade? Remember the tape trading days?
I'd say even now I'm a Chris Benoit fan when it comes to, you know, he was an amazing technical wrestler. But I'm not a fan of what happened, obviously.
Yeah, no,
I'm a fan of his wrestling ability. And I feel like it's a shame because I feel like he would have been a great trainer in NXT and stuff for people. Same as Eddie Guerrero. You know, Eddie Guerrero would have been a fantastic trainer. You know, and it's just sad that they're both gone for obviously separate reasons.
I have a question. Maybe you know that I don't. So, a question for Malcolm. What's Dean Malenko doing? Because like there is like hands down one of the greatest of all time.
Dean Malenko was I don't know if he still is, but he was a producer and an agent behind the scenes. Basically, he would try and help people figure out their matches, but he'd get very, very angry with some people. Apparently, he's quite abusive, not because he's a bad guy, but because he's like, no, you do this and you do that. Because you got to think he's a technical, obsessive wrestler. So the way he grew up, I'm sure Lance Storm is really nice himself as well. But when he's behind the scenes, he's going to be like, no, you need to be doing it like this because this would work better. Because,
so what you're saying is Hangman Page would not get along with him?
Probably not.
Say it.
He'd probably leave him hanging.
Hangman Page couldn't get along with CM Punk, so...
You know, I mean, I think most of these really good wrestlers, especially technical wrestlers, become agents and they become producers backstage, maybe even writers a little bit. I mean, Dean Malenko, to me, I remember watching WCW and thinking, wow, this guy's amazing. But once he got to WWE, he kind of faded out pretty quickly. So remember when they did like what Perry Saturn's problem was?
Well, they did the stupid like Dean Malenko, the ladies' man storyline,
which is really unbelievable with how he looks.
He took Perry Saturn, and look at this Perry Saturn. Can you imagine being in the room, like, and I'm sure it was probably Vince, or maybe I don't know, was Vince Russo around? No, he was not around, so it must have been Vince McMahon. It was like, all right, this is what's going to happen. When you go to the ring, you're going with a mop. You're in love with a mop. You're obsessed with a mop. It's Moppy. It's Perry Saturn and Moppy. What the?
Well, you know,
Malcolm.
the
What in the
mop
blue
thing was
hell?
amazing.
It
Who
was,
doesn't love Moppy?
he was a
You know,
great wrestler.
you got to think he was ripping them. He's got to be ribbing them half the time because of just power.
But it screws them. Like it's great. Oh yeah, what happened? Oh yeah, they went to commercial. It's amazing. So
That
for
was
those
great
that
when
don't
it
know
just
much
kept
about thing,
talking.
so Dean Malenko is known as a man of a basic 1,001 holds, right?
Yeah.
So Jericho is the man of 1,002. So he had this big list that he came out with on WCW. Got in the middle of the ring. He started reading out this list of all the holds he knew, right? And it'd be like, like sleeper hold, armbar, figure four, armbar, Tunisian armbar. And went to commercial,
Yeah,
and they came back from commercial, and they still had him like reading off that list. It was
it's on the floor when he was like,
yes, it was a massive. It was cool.
I always the Chris Jericho I think I liked the most was the WCW early WWE one. I still liked him going on until probably about 2007. And it's not that he's a bad wrestler by any means. I think he's great. I think he's icon. I think he's all that. But now with the whole AEW run and everything, it's not that he's bad. I just feel like he needs to start thinking about what he wants to do other than wrestle because I just don't feel it anymore.
I think he needs to refresh a bit. Like when he came to AW first, I think that run's amazing. Shump, a little bit of the bubbly was fantastic.
Yes, it was
that was
great.
Fantastic. But now, like I feel like he wants to go in and he's like, I'm going to help push the younger wrestlers. But then it's like, I'm not sure if ego gets in the way, if there's other people booking for him. And he's like, want to push the other wrestlers, the younger wrestlers, but hey, let me beat them. Or let the storyline go on so long that nobody cares about those younger wrestlers anymore. Danica Garcia is a perfect example. But if you want to hear us talk more about this amazing wrestling stuff, and which we do extremely well, by the way,
yes,
getting my own horn, on our Patreon. On Patreon, I have the No Name Wrestling Podcast, which Malcolm and me chat about wrestling stuff all the time. And we have a big one coming up because we're going to be talking WWE 2K24. We're going to give a review.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about quite a lot of stuff on that, aren't we?
Oh, there's a lot of stuff that's come up recently. Swerve Hangman Page, great storyline coming out of that, as well. There's so much good stuff. Unfortunately, there's always scandal updates.
I have to say what we're talking about. The old promo with The Rock and that on Friday's Night SmackDown.
I was iffy on that.
About when he said you were iffy on it. Why?
I didn't like it. You know what? There's a couple things that I didn't like. Here's one thing. Here's this here. Next couple minutes, guys, is a preview for our wrestling podcast thing. So first thing I'll say right now is when Seth talks, Cody talks, Rock talks, and Roman talks. Oh my God, does Roman seem like so many steps below when it comes to like promo work? Everybody else in the ring.
Yeah, he's always just standing there, and when he does talk, he just seems like he's out of place.
He seems like that, like like in those '80s films when they have like the big bully, and like they'd have like that, like the bully would have a sidekick that tries way too hard. Like you're so tough, Butch, and he tries to be a bully too, and always comes off looking really bad. That's the way Roman comes off when he's talking. I like this exaggerated laughter and like, oh, this type, and just doesn't work. Good wrestler, not a good talker. That's still not a good talker. The Rock promo screamed Attitude Era, and not the good parts of the Attitude Era. It screamed some of the worst parts of the Attitude Era. However, now that being said, let me preface something here. What I mean when Roman Reigns is doing that type of promo, Roman Reigns when he's doing Bloodline, Roman Reigns when he's very serious and he doesn't say a lot, and it just comes in with his acknowledge me. That works amazing. He pulls it.
It also seems stupid that they come in separately every time. I get why, but
21 minutes,
you know,
21 or odd minutes, right, Malcolm? At
yeah,
least 8 or 9, maybe 10 minutes of that is just entrances. It's
it
insane.
was 12. It was 12 because it was 9 minutes of actual
Was it
talking.
really?
Yeah, I looked.
Nice.
Is Seth going to turn on Cody or is Rock going to turn on Roman? I'd love if we got a twist where they both turned on them, right? And then it was like one of those, oh, they got counted out things. That'd be hilarious because it'd be even more angry for fans than it was the first time.
I am
You
expecting.
know, The Rock and if we look at what's been said, right?
Yeah.
It's obvious that Rock's probably going to turn on Roman, or Roman's going to lose the belt and blame Rock, right? Because they want that match, don't they? So they're going to have that match next year at WrestleMania or SummerSlam or whatever. So this is what their lead up to it is. It's got nothing to do with the thing. It's all about them, isn't it? On this,
I think that that The Rock and Roman are winning that tag match, and they have to for one big reason, because
yeah,
Bloodline Rules is going to be really exciting for that second
yeah,
night. It's Cody not just telling his story, not just finishing his story, but Cody defying all those odds. We got The Rock as this real heelish character. Maybe Seth will turn, but we don't need a turn. I don't think in that night. We just need
no,
to get to the point. Because here's the thing: if Seth turns, then it's a heel versus heel, because we know we're going
yeah,
towards Seth versus Drew eventually. Um,
yeah.
so Seth could turn, but that makes Drew more of a babyface, and Drew was looking to hold the belt for Drew versus CM Punk down the road. That's obviously
Yeah,
where this is all leading towards, right?
yeah, definitely.
So The Rock turning doesn't make sense for the first night, because if The Rock turns, then those bloodline rules go out the window, and then it's just a straightforward Cody versus Roman match, which
See,
could work.
see, what I can see happening is, maybe they get disqualified in the tag match. Then Roman has anger, but then it would ruin the whole meaning of that whole match. If they had that disqualification. I personally think they're going to win. And I think Rock's going to probably accidentally hit Roman, or so. I don't think he's going to turn on him on purpose. But I think it's going to cause that resentment. And instead of Roman going for the belt again after, he's going to constantly be on that build up with Rock, and they're going to start thinking. Then I reckon the bloodline are going to separate, like get other members of the bloodline on each side, kind of thing. They'll be like tag team. They'll be kind of like the War Games kind of thing. And I think Drew McIntyre, if I'm honest, I think he should have been the face of the company.
Drew McIntyre's better as a bad guy. But here's the thing, or at least an anti-hero. Here's the thing. Right now, I don't think we're going to get Rock versus Roman any turns on that side of things until Raw, the Raw after WrestleMania. That's when a lot of stuff gets set up for the next year. That's when we're going to get heel Rock going through. But we have to get that. We have to get Roman. We've got to get Roman lose. We got to get all the odds pushed against Cody, all the odds in Roman's favor, and Roman still loses. Roman finally loses that belt, which behind the scenes, the rumor is that Roman's wanted to lose the belt for a while, but they've been iffy about taking it off.
Yeah.
But Cody got the belt. Cody will be a good champion with that belt. Then Roman looks towards not so much Cody, but he looks towards, like you're saying, The Rock, and that gets set up on Raw. We start to see that thing because because there's a big thing in that episode that you're talking about of not acknowledge me, but for the first time ever, acknowledge us.
Yeah.
And that was a massive setup.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be a time when one of them looks at the other, goes in that ring, and sets, and they're both in that ring. And one's going to take that mic, and they're going to look up, and they're going to say, acknowledge me.
Yeah.
And that's where it's going to start.
Yeah. Well, technically, The Rock is actually higher than Roman anyway. And I'm surprised they just don't use that.
where do you think Priest Money in the Bank comes into play? SummerSlam on whoever has it, either Seth or Drew. I think
I think
Damian Priest
I think
is
it's gonna be it's gonna be at the end of the Drew Seth match.
I don't. Do you mean the Drew Seth match? Oh, in WrestleMania? I don't think so, because
Yeah,
they've actually gone ahead and said, we've extended the length of time for the case for the case, and I think they
no,
did
but
that
that could
for a
be a
reason.
misdirection.
I don't think so. Not this time, because I don't think they would have said it. Uh, Can I break down the Cody stipulation? So basically, what it is right now, it's just straightforward. But if Cody and Seth lose the tag team match against The Rock and Roman Reigns, then it's bloodline rules. And bloodline rules means that The Rock can go out there and do anything he wants to make Cody lose. So Cody could it could be 1, 2, 3. Bell, the ref rings the bell. Cody's won. Rock comes out and says, "Wait a second, I forgot to tell you, this is a false count anywhere match. This is a three, or this is a 2 out of 3 falls match." you can start bringing the bloodline out there. You can interfere himself. There's all kinds of stuff that can happen. It's going to be a dramatic filled WrestleMania match. Hopefully not too overbooked, but it's ripe for a match that will work well overbooked in the right way.
I
So
think
it's bloodline rules.
I think if they have that, you should have The Rock come out and dance with Samantha Irvin at the ringside. While Solo Seeker basically winks and cheers him on, and then you get Jay Uso come down, and then he starts dancing around as well. Pat McAfee gets up and dances. Roman goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And then Cody Rhodes gets the roll up pin.
I think we need The Rock on commentary for this match.
That would be
And
good.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Remember that match where The Rock is in the match and he's fighting, and he took the
He puts the thing on and he spits in his
Yeah.
face, the water. Yeah,
he does commentary while he's kicking ass. It's fun stuff. People forget how good that it was. I think Damian Priest's Money in the Bank run has been a bit of a dud, unfortunately. Nothing to do with Damian Priest. I'm a massive fan of Damian Priest. I think he's a great wrestler. That has done a lot for the company, and I think he can still do a lot for the company. I think that has been utilized all the time well, but when he's utilized well, he's utilized tremendously well. The Bad Bunny thing was really well done.
I love Bad Bunny. Donna freaks out when she sees Bad Bunny. She goes, "Oh, Bad Bunny," and starts dancing. I think if I was to think, I think they have definitely misused Solo Seeker, because I feel like they could have done a lot more with him than they have. Better thing, because he was on a great run. They had him as this unstoppable force at one point, and now he just seems like another part of the Usos that just basically runs into walls and stuff. And he beat John Cena. Yeah, and there was no push from it.
It is. What's the word I'm looking for? Do you think that mayhaps to do something with him when Tamatonga comes in?
Yeah, it's possible. A lot of people are saying they think Tamatonga's going to interfere in the match. Would it be amazing if they brought in Fatu and they brought in the other guy? I can't remember his name. I think he's the son of Umaga, the other guy. It begins with Z, but they've been on, on the WWE kind of training circuit thing. A lot of people are saying, but it'd be cool if they came out and they helped Roman win, and then we win another year of the belt.
No, this hasn't.
I think the Bloodline still, if I'm honest, I think the Bloodline's another 4 years, isn't it?
Yes, the Bloodline definitely needs to go. Bloodline needs to keep going, but the Bloodline doesn't need a belt. The Bloodline at this point, with The Rock involved, with Tamatonga coming in, this has to be about head of the table. It has to be.
I'll tell you what I think they should do if they want to really sell. I think WrestleMania, Cody beats Roman. Roman gets a rematch. Damian Priest comes down and says, I want to be a part of this. Beats up Cody. He then leaves Judgment Day and he joins the Bloodline. Roman pins him 1, 2, 3. And then we get another 5 years of Roman as champion again.
No, this is what obviously has to happen. Now, this is the way to go. Are you ready? So,
yeah, go ahead.
The Bloodline, they're all together. You get the new guys come in. You got Tam and Tong and all those guys coming in, but other guys being brought up. So the Bloodline fractures. So we got one side of the Bloodline. We'll call them, for lack of a better word, Black and White or Hollywood Bloodline. With the Rock. The Rock is Hollywood. And we got the other side of the Bloodline. We'll call them, oh no, Red. We'll call them Bloodline. Anybody see where I'm going here?
Yeah, I can see where you're going.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done this with NWO. Now it has to be Rock and Roll. Everything else is like you're gonna get Jay and Jimmy. That I think they've squandered that a bit, but like that should have been a match coming into WrestleMania after what happened at Royal Rumble. But I think some things got switched around. Too sweet. Finger poking too. There you go.
Would be great. That'd be awesome.
I think I was one of the only people that got a kick out of that when it happened. Everybody was so pissed off. I was like, "This is hilarious."
I remember watching that, and everybody next day were fuming. I just loved the way he did the job. I'm like, wow, how amazing! Just like so clean, and then the cheering, and but I'm worried about The Rock. I'm worried about what he's going to be like in the match because I just don't think he's got the cardio for it.
Well, that's a good thing. You've got Seth in there. You got Roman in there. You got Cody Rhodes in there. So those three amazing wrestlers. The Rock, at his prime was a great wrestler, and even if he isn't at his prime right now, three of the wrestlers carry this match fine. If it was like Rock versus Roman, I actually would be bothered right now. I think Rock needs about a year or so to get ready for this match. So the idea of having the Rock versus Roman WrestleMania,
talk of Rock versus Stone Cold.
Oh, there's all kinds of talk. I mean, like the Rock versus Roman was supposed to happen. People forget this wasn't planned all the way. This wasn't like Cody was going to come in. No, they had really planned to take Cody out of the match. They told Cody was going to the match, and
I think they should have, to be honest. I think they should have kept it that way.
No, they shouldn't.
I don't see the hype thing.
Nobody who did the building because nostalgia. Malcolm's a hell of a drug. But it's. When you're actually watching it, you want good wrestlers in that match. You want people that are going to entertain.
This is the question: Are we gonna watch both nights live and then and talk about it?
Definitely, I think we really should actually. CM Punk's injury, I don't think so. I mean, like, definitely change certain things. Like, people blame CM Punk's injury for some of it, and yes, that's going to have to do with some of the stuff, especially on the Seth side.
It changed the Seth match, didn't it? Because he was going to go against Seth.
Yeah, because the thing, like, they're going to put Cody against Seth. They're going to say, "Oh, Cody's going to go against Seth," which would, and I think this was a horrible idea because here's what they did: they took Seth and they made him look like such a chump and like his belt meant nothing, and he treated his belt like nothing. They treated him like secondary, and I know that they're using Seth now and they're putting him in a tag match and all this type of stuff. But here's the thing: unlike Roman, Seth works his butt off to keep that belt that came out of like secondary relevant. He's a workhorse of a champion. He works really well. He does a great job. I really think that Seth is very underrated and extremely talented. And I think that he was really disrespected when they did that whole like showing where Seth comes out and then The Rock comes out and then like Cody comes out and says, "No, I am."
Just stands there like a lemon.
Yes, I mean it pissed me off. It really did. I'm like, and I wasn't a massive like I think Seth is one of the worst songs, and like I know people sing along.
You think Burn It Down is bad?
The Burn It Down part I loved. After that, I don't like. It's not Judas. Like Judas is like I can sing along to Judas.
Yeah, so
Judas is on my friggin' like is on my iTunes, right? Judas on my iTunes. I think that if anything, like CM Punk's like injury, not for CM Punk, but for Otherwise, it may become a blessing in disguise, and that we're going to get like some good work from Drew. We're going to get some good work from like Damian Priest. We're going to see CM Punk brought back into it in the correct way, and hopefully by next year, CM Punk is headlining WrestleMania like he should have done back before The Rock stole that time. Because here's the thing, here's the killer part. This isn't the first time. This is not the first time this has happened. This is not the first time, guys. The Rock taking somebody's thunder did not start with Cody Rhodes. It started with CM Punk. It started with The Miz. Like The Miz, people underrate The Miz's championship run in WWE, and he was really good. And he worked really hard. He had like a secondary guy with him, like Alex, somebody with him at the time as well. Yes, thank you. And he was doing like great promos and great work. But you know what? It didn't matter because John Cena was going to win and The Rock was going to come on. There's going to be a whole year-long push for Cena versus The Rock. The Miz became an afterthought. Because of The Rock, CM Punk became an afterthought. Cody Rhodes isn't becoming an afterthought, thankfully. But you know what? It fractured things.
Yeah.
So there is, whether it's The Rock's own doing because there's ego behind the scenes, or it's people that like look with nostalgia glasses that are booking and like just, okay, this is the guy that we got to put in there. It's affected because John Cena versus The Rock, when they finally did have that match, yeah, it wasn't as good as the earlier matches. Was it worth it? Was it worth it to like devalue CM Punk? Was it worth it to devalue The Miz? I don't think so. Guys, this is the type of like gripping stuff we talk about the No Name Wrestling Podcast. Hopefully you like it.
Yes. If you haven't already, join the Patreon and listen to us.
Because we do, and I get pretty uncut. I get pretty riled up, don't I, Malcolm?
You do. If you want to watch one, there's one where Aaron loses it, starts hitting the table, starts calling wrestlers out and saying he's going to body slam them. And in one, he said, "I'm going to pick you up, Paul White, and throw you on the floor." It's in the Big Show. So I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, that's it, man. Can you imagine? Oh no, you can't.
I've
got a bad back, guys. So that would be so.
He calls them out every time.
No, but we do go uncut and we talk about like honestly what we think about what we think about things. And it's a blast. It really is. We both have like a love of wrestling and we've watched it for years and stuff. And I like how long have I watched it? Well, I remember the original Glow on AWA with Vern Gagne. So yeah, it's been
so basically you watched the Rise and Fall WCW DVD where they showed all that stuff.
No, I grew up with the
that would have been like 2009.
Well, I grandfather, my uncle, both passed, unfortunately, were massive wrestling fanatics. So they would be like, take it seriously. So my uncle, who passed in his 40s, because sadly he passed young, but he was a great guy, great memories. He would like watch and he would like stomp his foot on the floor when like the bad guys were doing stuff. And he was like, I said, I can't believe they're letting them do that. I can't believe they're letting them do that. And it was so entertaining to watch. It made it so exciting for me. So I grew up at a time. And I got out of it for a while. I got out watching wrestling for a while, went to college, girls and stuff happened, right? And then DX apparently came about and like Shawn Michaels was in it. And I had a friend like that contacted me and said, you got to watch wrestling now because there's like somebody that reminds me of you. And I'm like, is there like a really scrawny guy wrestling right now?
He's called Gilbert, right? He's called Gilbert.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. That's the thing. So I watch, and Gilbert wasn't on the night. So it wasn't Gilbert. And I'd watched a bit of ECW. It's like maybe Spike, maybe Spike is it? And no, but it was Shawn Michaels. He said, and I'm like, what do you mean Shawn Michaels? I look nothing like Shawn Michaels. It's like no, you don't get it. The ego.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
Oh dear!
Son of a bitch. Are you really my friend?
Well, my name. When we used to watch wrestling together, she used to get so angry. She always called Kurt Angle Jurgen. She always called Edge Sledge. And she'd always go, "What's that bastard doing?" You know, and when looking at Ric Flair. Oh, there you go. See,
Obviously,
Matt is
that
going to
was okay.
confirm it right now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, do you think it was because Aaron was a sexy boy? You can confirm that.
I'm gonna say yes.
Ooh. I feel sorry for Shawn Michaels because as he's got older and he messed up his eye, he looks kind of hard. You know, it looks rough on it. The eye, I mean.
But he's probably the best. Like Shawn Michaels looks like he's living his best life right now.
Oh yeah,
like
he loves
he's
doing
really
that
enjoying
NXT and that,
NXT,
doesn't he?
man. He's really enjoying it. Like obviously back then, that Shawn Michaels was still like it was a harsh, like going through our health. Fell in love with Sonny. Everybody
I'll
loves
tell
Sonny.
you. I'll tell you a memory, right? So there I was. There's Tammy Sitch, aka Sonny. The latest WWF magazine comes out. There's a big picture of her. Do I put it on the wall? No. Do I lay it flat on the bed? Yes. Do I cut a little hole in it? Yep. And you know, does it get a bit sticky? Yep.
Am I gonna mute?
Did I have to get that magazine a few more times? Yep.
Am I gonna mute Malcolm?
but you know, she was gorgeous. Now you look at her, and I don't care about her putting weight on all that because that happens naturally to a lot of people, right? But I just feel sorry for her that she ended up doing the Skype call thing, doing the adult entertainment video, but she's in prison. You know, that's the sad stuff.
And she got like, you know, a lot of hard stuff. Like she didn't even want to be in this industry, man. So this was not something. This was not something that came like it came to her. She was a fan of wrestling. She was not someone that wanted to come into wrestling. She was just really good looking and got into the place where she became part of it, and she got into the worst parts of wrestling. Well, all the dark side of the ring stuff, guys.
You know, I was watching an interview with Tori Wilson recently. And she was saying about how, you know, when they were doing certain things, she thought she was just going to be this good looking woman who was doing stuff, you know, on there.
Yeah.
And she said it got to the point where when they were having these bikini contests and that, it was becoming a bit horrible for her because she felt like she was just being objectified. You know, like she'd go up to Vince and he'd go, just go out there with barely anything on, like Sable used to, basically, and show off your body and that and be happy with it. So when she was asked, but what about, you know, Playboy? She said, well, that was a proper modeling job. So it didn't really matter because, you know, you're not, it's very different. You know, you get paid, you get seen, and it basically does the best pictures they can of you.
It's a prestige thing. Like, here's the thing: people don't think about it. Like, people say things like, "Well, I guess she has a mind being objective. She was in Playboy." No, Playboy was at the time, especially it was prestige to be in Playboy. You didn't just get it. It was the top. Not only it's not just pictures. If you buy a Playboy magazine and actually read a Playboy magazine, some of the best interviews ever, some of the best articles, some of the best short stories ever came from that magazine. So like there's a massive difference in like being told to like go out there and put on a bikini and roll around in the mud. And like do a Playboy pictorial. That's a big deal. That's a national international.
Just as a schoolgirl and start making out with Stacy Keibler.
Or Dawn Marie, man. Dawn Marie.
Yeah, Dawn Marie, you know. I mean, it's nice. I mean, it's nice when you're watching it.
Dawn Marie didn't like her apparently. Like her and Dawn Marie didn't totally get along with the greatest stuff before.
I can understand that. I didn't like Dawn Marie either.
Was that the Chris Van Vliet interview you're talking about?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
this kid is great interviews.
I like his interviews. His interviews are very fun. They don't feel uptight. They don't feel false. They always feel so natural.
It is. I know. Chris Van Vliet is like, you know, he's me of wrestling. There we go.
Ooh.
There we go. Michael's son coming out. Man, I wish it was Chris Van Vliet, man. That guy's.
You know, I just feel bad for him because, you know, it's like I don't know. I still think female wrestlers are objectified now. You know, I look at them, and it puts me off a little bit on some of the things.
I think they have a lot more like opportunity to decide now than they did back then. I hope they do.
Oh, sure. For sure. I'm
Um,
just saying, I think there's still that a little bit. I mean, not as bad as it was, but it's still there. You can tell from their outfits.
because I'm a red-blooded dude. I like sexy girls in wrestling. Like I'm not
Did
gonna
you
lie.
like little female wrestling, like little people female wrestling? Because I always thought that was great back in the WrestleMania days. You know, early WrestleMania.
I had issues with that for the same reason I have issues with the word of objectification.
Hmm. Oh
That's
yeah,
the
because
thing.
back then, yeah, it makes sense because back then, in a way, and I hope I don't insult anyone by saying this, but back then it was kind of like, oh look, this is the sideshow of the event. Watch it, you know.
But yeah, it was taken that way, and it was a shame because a lot of those people really, a lot of those wrestlers were very talented.
Yeah.
But they weren't given that. They were like in the early days when I was like younger, they were put in like matches with maybe like King Kong Bundy or someone like that, or like
Yeah.
Jim Duggan or Junkyard Dog, and they
You
were
know
like
the most
came across as a
you
joke.
know the
And
most
that
successful little person has been wrestler wise, didn't you? Rey Mysterio.
not that short, man. Rey Mysterio. I was
He is.
tall as Rey Mysterio.
He's like 3'6".
He's like 5 something. He's shorter than me, but like not a lot shorter than me. I'm 5'9", so he said if he can like here's
Whoa,
the thing.
you're 5'9".
I'm only 5'9".
I thought you were like 5'1".
Well, here I don't look 5'9". I look around like I'd say I look around like 5'7", because I've got horrible
When I look
posture.
at you, when I look at you on the screen, you look maybe 2 feet. Like, you know, just when I look at you on the screen, you look like you're 2 feet high.
Dink. Dink, yeah. Dink and Dink. Remember?
Did you say? Hold on. Did you say Dink and Dyke?
Dunk the Clown. Remember Dunk the Clown?
Oh, okay. I thought you said Dyke. I was like, what the hell?
So yeah, Dink was like the sidekick to Dunk. Well, the original
Yeah,
Dunk was Matt Bourne.
it was basically the mini me, wasn't he?
Kind of like so. Well, the original Dunk was Matt Bourne. That was a very dark character. Like, it was a very scary clown type character. It was about Pennywise
Yeah.
of
Then they
wrestling.
replaced him.
They replaced him and it became like funny and kid friendly and stuff like that. Was not as good. The original Dunk was incredible. When they started putting like Dink in there and a second Dunk and they're getting out of clown cars and all this type of stuff, just didn't work as well. But
And
scary
the time when they had all the little ones versus the little kings.
it's what I want to do, Malcolm. I've said this before. I'm going to say this again because I want people here just to know this, and I want people like if you're watching this and you haven't commented yet, and you're interested in some of the wrestling stuff that we're talking about. One, let us know. Two,
Yeah.
I'm thinking on our Patreon reviewing some classic wrestling pay-per-views.
Yes.
Also thinking about watching a classic wrestling pay-per-view with everybody.
Yeah.
With Malcolm, with the patrons, and having our running commentary as we're watching. And trust me, we won't be picking something that is classic. We'll be picking something that is quote unquote classic. Yeah, that'll be making it more fun that way. Like
It's
we
called
already
Wrestling
talked about
Society
things like
X, so
Sin and Greed
you're laughing.
and the Legends of Wrestling. Remember the Legends of Wrestling?
Oh yeah. Oh
Or
god.
Jake Roberts, like
I always laugh at the old days when you used to get these wrestlers show up and they'd get, you know, like a fake, and you could tell they were just there for that. Like Northeast Wrestling is a prime example of that. They'll get someone like Bret Hart to turn up, and then they'll go, you know, you can't clean my shoes, and they're about to attack him when the music comes on, and you'll get someone like Matt Taven come in, before we've got bigger. And he'll be like, yeah, you want to go against it? And he'll shake like Brett's hand, and then they'll start wrestling them two people. And Brett's like, yeah. And then he basically hits him over the head. And I mean, you know, a really old school kind of thing. And I used to like watching that.
I remember, well, who was it? For TNA fans out there was a guy called like Halloween Havoc would be I love me some Halloween Havoc, but I'm thinking for Halloween for that one, by the way. We were going to do Halloween Havoc, like one for last Halloween. We just didn't get around to doing it.
We need to do the one as well. We need to do the one as well with RoboCop.
Oh, you Capital Punishment, you mean?
Yeah.
That's the one, right? Capital Punishment. But there's one. It was in St. John's at the time, and they had like local wrestling promotions. and they had that guy. Was it Cody Diener? Remember Cody Diener?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Oh, he used to come with like ODB. So he was like there, and I'm like, okay, I guess the TNA thing didn't work out. He's at our local wrestling event. But they have like people, they'd bring in people like, that they pay a bit of money for, that would usually be like, known names, but kind of lower tier names. Or sometimes, I remember I was in Cornbrook, and if my dad's here, I'll probably remember this as well. What's his name? Wayne is his real name. What's his name? Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk Man was showed up, and so that was kind of, and he was a big wrestler back in the day. Are you here, Dad? Yeah. Yes, son.
That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
I forgot to send the link, so I'm not sure if he is here or not. But this was this was a planned like one, but wasn't as planned as I normally do, because I was working all that day. Again, if you have not watched my behind the scenes one afterwards, watch that. It's only a short video, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed making that.
It was actually really good. I really liked it.
Thank you. I mean, like, I was something I've been planning to do for a while, and I wanted to do like a more intensive one, but I thought, okay, let's test the water, see how it goes. And it was basically, I'm here, I'm setting up, I'm doing like getting ready to do something very different for my opening, which you guys will see actually when I upload the Steelbook one, which is going to be in a day or two.
Oh yeah, yes, when you were doing, wasn't it, at the time?
Yeah, I was getting ready to make it. I was there because you've seen me film the opening in the behind the scenes, so you want to see what the opening for the Steelbook one's going to be, because it's a different thing for me. And if you're like the wrestling stuff, you're going to like that. I'm actually like literally like reading, like saying the promo. So I'm in wrestling mode now, right? Saying the opening.
Well, what was amazing about that was you could tell that you weren't joking at all.
Yeah, it was so serious. That was it. Yeah, I was hardcore, like, just being honest. I was
Donna heard it and went, grandfather.
Dash at the beach.
Yeah. It was a fun video though, and I think those type of videos, they're great because you get to see the personality. I mean, you do in lives and that, but sometimes, you still get to see it. I did like the recalled walk turn moment. Like, oh, you caught up with me, kind of look. I thought that was pretty good.
It was a fun video to do. I did on Patreon right now. I did a new comic video, which Malcolm got a preview of, like a few years, few years. It seemed like years, a few days before everybody else did. Let me know what you think of the because I did a new kind of B-roll footage for the omnibuses.
That was really good, actually. Just let people know that was really well shot. I really liked it because you could easily say and everything.
I'm doing one on Event Omnis now, and I actually had to upgrade my iCloud storage to do it, because you're shooting so much B-roll that it just takes up so much space, and you're trying to transfer things over to your there, so you can do so you can go and do like all the voiceovers and all that stuff, but it's crazy. Anyway, you guys don't care about that.
Well, I because just quick, my mobile phone, I can't update my iPhone for some reason. It doesn't give me the option, and that's after 3 updates from Apple.
How old's your iPhone?
It's an iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Then it's ahead of me. You definitely should be able to upgrade. Mine's only an 11.
Yeah. I don't know why. When I looked up, they said I'd have to reset it, and so I said I don't want to, because I've got all these pictures and everything, and it's not that I can't turn them off. It's the fact that they'll stop moving. The live pictures you can take.
My better half has 2.
Oh yeah.
She has the iPhone 9, I think. So she really is like lower when it comes to the iPhone. She needs a new one. But her work, at her job, they gave her a Samsung A54, which is a really good phone.
So she has a work phone and then a personal phone.
Yeah. She tells me it's a work now.
Oh, planting the seed, guys. It's not really a work phone.
No, she's a secret agent. No, it's but it's like no, she hates it. Like she hates using it. She hates like Android stuff. She's like diehard when it comes to like Apple. She's an Apple person.
I knew a woman years ago, right? And I had 2 phones because my dad was paying for the contracts of both of them because it was his thing. You know, he was like, take these 2 phones, you'd have to pay for. Right? And I used to call my mum all the time when I was out to talk to her. And she'd go to me, why have you got 2 phones? This was a woman I know. And I went, because I run out of minutes on one, and I use the other. No, you don't. You're calling all kinds of, beep, 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 beep.
Oh, really?
I was like, all right. Yeah, she was cussing me out everything.
So what you should have said, Mark, you should have been like, hey, I could tell you why I've got 2 phones. But if I told you why I had 2 phones, I'd have to kill you.
Well, one time I did call her on one phone while calling another woman on another, and they rang.
So was right?
Hello. And they started talking. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. They went like, hello, who's this? There we go. Why are you calling me? No, I didn't call you. Yeah, you did.
I do have 2 phones. I got a Canadian phone, an American phone, and a Moroccan phone.
So you've got.
But I don't use them anymore. Because I can just switch the card over from a Canadian phone now. It's obviously a burner phone. Well, Maddie, so when I'm doing my mob hits and stuff like that, that's when I get my burner.
You know when you do that, it's supposed to make the phone call and it's supposed to damage the phone and take the SIM card out and throw the phone in a random bin and then break the SIM card in half and flush it down the toilet.
I was in where's I at? I was in Portugal, and I'm going there because I'm on my last leg of my trip, and I'm just walking by and I'm like taking out my SIM card and putting in another SIM card, and super casual. I'm thinking like this probably looks really ominous, but I'm going to Morocco, so I need to get my Moroccan SIM back in because I'm on the Canadian one.
I remember when I worked at Sears, they had burner phones there.
I miss Sears, man.
And,
Sears are so cool.
Yeah, it used to be. And the amount of dodgy people would come in and buy them. Like one guy came in and bought 12 of them.
Drugs.
I wouldn't be surprised. 12 of them, and when I asked why them for, he said, "Oh, it's for a party."
What type of party is it? Phones for like? Yeah. So yeah,
it's for a party. I'm gonna give them to all the guests.
Yeah, I can see that actually. I can see that. Like everybody has a phone. I would work it would work too. If you had like a big like what do you call it? A bachelor party. And you're like, okay, so
even if you have like
Vegas, right? Everybody has a phone.
Or a scavenger hunt. My dad at one time had 8 phones. And you might go, why did he have 8 phones? Because he was obsessed with buying bloody phone contracts. That's why. Constantly. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello. Actually, you know what I'm talking about? Talk about phones. I've got to talk about TikTok, right? I started going down TikTok, right? And I just sit there half the time going, what is going on here? Like people will have their phone, right, facing away from them, talking, or there'll be like 2 people in the room just talking about, oh, do you know what Sally did last night? Oh, yeah. And you're like, who cares? Right? Or you'll have people just standing there going like last night. There was a girl who was doing chocolates and chocolates on there, like the sweet store thing. All right. She honestly had learning difficulties and lived with her mum. And she stored all this chocolate and sweets she bought in her bedroom. right, in jars and that. And she had the weight and everything, right? She's got the flu, right? She's pouring the sweets into the thing with her wine when she's going on them, right? And she's doing that. I'm like, why isn't her mum helping her with this? You know, why isn't her mum helping her? You know,
But
why
maybe
is
like
it that she's doing this?
maybe it's like a way to like if you're something's inside too, like it's a way to like communicate and like to
Well,
not feel
obviously,
so
but
isolated.
I get it. I mean, I get that, but I mean, I feel like if you're in a situation like that girl is, then her mum should be supervising because she's going to get a lot of anger from people if they're buying sweets and they see that.
Some people just, you know, what do you do? Some people's kids, Malcolm, some people's kids. Now you say this with TikTok now, but hopefully when I visit London, we're hanging out together. We're making a TikTok.
Yeah, well, you know, at least it'd be better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there we go.
You
That'll be
know?
because one of these guys, I'm hoping to, hopefully, you know, if things work out like later in the year, if I can get to London, me and Malcolm could hang out, do an out and about together.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
that'd be a cool video. Can't imagine.
That'd be really cool.
Same-
Imagine that epic. It'd be epic.
He'd be like, you can watch me like running in to grab all the Blu-rays before. See,
I won't be running in. I'll be running in. They'll be me looking at the movies, going, okay, that one goes in the car. That one goes in the car, and it'll be like a grocery shopping cart, not just like a hand one, like a full up one.
Supermarket sweep.
Yeah, exactly. You know, actually, I don't think I could do that now. With the amount of movies I've got, I don't think I could find enough movies unless I really, you know, like bought anything. But
Well, the cool thing is if I'm there and like there's movies that you got, like obviously you're in London, you go on a regular basis to buy stuff. So if I'm like, okay, which of these is the best one to get? You know, you got the knowledge on that, so you can.
That's true.
You can sensei me for that stuff.
That's true. That'd be cool though, wouldn't it? I mean, think about it. People be like, whoa, you know, and they'll be like, wow, look, they're both there.
And you realize how short I look compared to you. So there we go.
Yep, you already look 2 feet tall. Have to do the mega powers handshake, definitely. Ooh, ooh, and afterwards you got to hold the hand as well, like ooh, as you go off the screen.
Well, which one was his Hulk Hogan? Which one was his Macho Man?
I don't know what one.
Which one was? Hey, in the comment section, which one was his Hogan? Which one was his Macho Man? You guys decide.
Let's hear it. Well, yeah, you guys decide. Oh, let Aaron shop your collection. It's in the. That'd be actually quite fun.
I'll go in Malcolm's closet, like shopping. I got a bag, and I'm just taking movies. Malcolm's collection.
Well, you know, like the Criterion Closet, you'd have to talk about them before you talk them.
I'm like, oh, this is a great movie right here, and I gotta like say why I like it, you know, because that's my collection. It's mine now. Like, you know, what's that? Remember Tiny Toons?
Yes.
How I Spent My Summer Vacation. And they had like the young Daffy Duck, and it's the serial killers in the elevator, and he's hitting the button, and he's like, "Elevate go up, elevate go down," and the serial killer's getting pissed off, and he's trying to like hit the buttons, and the Daffy Duck won't let him. Like, no, my elevator, not your elevator, my elevator.
That was a great one.
Great episode, guys.
Not the box under the bed. Well, I've got a big box under the bed. Right.
Is the Hulkster? Is it because of the hair?
Oh,
Ego. What do you mean ego? You know the ego's a put on, right?
Man, savage. I could probably do Macho a lot better, actually. Macho Man a lot better, to be honest. Ooh, yeah, I'm the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah.
I think I just became the Macho Man after that impression.
Oh, you can't do Macho.
Oh God, can I? I used to be able to. I probably can't right now. Like put on the spot. But I used to be able to do macho, and I used to be able to do the Paul Bear. I used to love doing old Paul Bear.
Oh,
I used to get my friends, and we'd be randomly talking about stuff. This is gonna be a horrible impression right now. It's because back in the day, okay, when we used to like study this stuff, when we'd be in acting classes and stuff like that. Who likes Slim Jims more? Malcolm, you a Slim Jims guy?
I never had one.
I guess me. They're okay. I'm not a massive Slim Jim person because I'm not like never been like big when I'm drunk. Like back when I was in college, a lot of Slim Jims because they're like a bar, like they're like they're bar food. And you go out and you got stuff like that. But like I was never like a huge meat eater, right? So it was never like something that would come to me except like
when I'm drunk. You don't like sausage.
I'm not a sausage person. I've never been a sausage person. I never really ate sausage and like sat down and ate sausage. Like hot dogs, love hot dogs, right?
Yeah. But they're not real sausages.
Snap into a snap. Oh no, I can't get it. Can't get it. I got to get that gravel to your voice.
You gotta get that.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I'm the macho man, Randy Savage. That's what we got done.
You got to get it like, it is I. It is I, the Macho Man, the man of La Macho, Randall Savage.
Oh dear!
Remember his brother, the genius,
Lenny Papa,
the genius, leaping Lenny Papa.
Yeah. I love the genius. That's what you would be. You'd be the genius of that voice.
There you go. I could be the genius. He's like this smaller version guy. Still size wise, I'm spiked out, man.
And you've got to wear that ridiculous outfit he wore all the time.
Oh, I love the ridiculous outfit. Or if Maddie's gonna go about the ego thing, we're gonna go there, Maddie. Then I guess I'm Dean Douglas, right? The franchise. Because he's got the ego, man. There's a guy that like had that. I love Douglas though, man. And ECW.
There we go. I'll turn up as Macho Man and be like this myself. And go, oh yeah, it's you in public.
Maybe Donna's gonna dress up like Miss Elizabeth.
If she did, that'd be amazing.
Who would I dress? What wrestler would I dress up? I don't know, man. I've got the beard. So what bearded wrestlers are there? Like there's a lot of bearded wrestlers. Wait a minute, I've got the Macho Man. I could do the Macho Man beard part of it,
Oh, you could dress up as Rey Mysterio.
I said, Rey Mysterio. I'm not that short. But yeah, probably. I don't know. I love that aspect. Love that thought. Like who could you be? What wrestler would you be?
You could be Arn Anderson.
Arn Anderson. Well, the hair, like or lack thereof. If that's the case, I'm friggin' Vern Gagne, right? For those that know old school wrestling.
You could be that UWF guy.
Daniel Bryan actually is a good choice. One, aside from being hands down the world's greatest wrestler. Sorry. But the beard, the beard works. Daniel Bryan, the beard works.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you about Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson. Where I moved to in America, he grew up.
And he left there because you moved there.
That's why.
Got him. Sometimes people that watch this video for the first time, and don't know me or know these videos, like, God, he's a dick.
Yeah, they must think. Well, that's what gets them in.
Hopefully, yeah. There we go. I'm when it comes to this, when it comes to like wrestling guys, I don't know. You could you're a bigger guy. You could be like Hillbilly Jim. Remember Hillbilly Jim? Because you got the broad.
Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah, it's like.
You want me to be Hillbilly Jim? Okay, sure. If we end up meeting up, I'll just say Hillbilly Jim and I'll talk like him the whole time. I'd start laughing.
I can't remember how. Hey, Morgan, welcome. It is so long.
Hello.
That was a weird hello. We're talking wrestling, Morgan. We talked about the Severin sale. Devil's Honey, Hell's to the Yeah. We talked about the 88 film sale. Buying the Line of Duty, which I think you already got. Bunkhouse Buck. God, I mean, like wrestling. If we're gonna go old school, if we're gonna get like super old school for this type of stuff, well, when I was younger, like I mentioned before, like they tried to get me, like had friends. We'll call them friends. I'm not sure that wanted to get me into this. Like, oh, you want to do? We're doing a backyard wrestling thing. You should totally do that. And I'm like, no.
Wow.
No. Because no, I was in gymnastics when I was younger. I did a lot of gymnastics and I beat myself up pretty bad. I did dumb stuff when I'm young. So nowadays, you know, my knee. Some days, if it rains, man, my knees feel it.
You're basically Mick Foley without his career.
Oh, there, Mick Foley. There you're right. There you go, the beard, Mick Foley.
Yeah, and if you limp along a little bit, then you're playing the character.
Well, I can see that. Which Mick Foley though? Are we like Mick Foley? Are we Cactus Jack? Are we like Dude Love?
I reckon you're Mankind.
Mankind. That's well,
you know, pulling their hair out and everything.
Like early Mankind, like you know.
Yeah, early crazy Mankind.
Because
he's got like CZW.
CZW. Yeah, like that. Kind of like that, like a low scale thing. Like basically they wanted me to do this kind of like it was a smaller house, but like they had like this homemade ring. And what I was supposed to do was like do this like jump like off this house.
And a friend who did it, and he broke both his elbows and his wrists.
Did a backyard. Oh, I could see that actually. The backyard wrestling. Was our TV channel went on TV. But yeah, no, I thought about it, but like I had kids and I didn't end up doing it. But I don't know. It was
that.
Yeah, I kind of
should have took that risk. Should have jumped off the house head first, and then you might have had a different life.
I did that stuff without wrestling. When I was young, that was my life, man. Like I used to love doing like parkour. Before parkour was called a thing, that's what we used to do. Like just jumping off like sheds and like doing flips and stuff like that. You know, the fun stuff.
You've heard it here first, guys. You've heard it first. With me and me, we're gonna do some parkouring together.
Oh God. Could you see either one of us like doing parkour now? That's like me getting on a skateboard now. Like for those that know, I was a skateboarder. I would not like even think about getting back on a skateboard right now.
What we'd have to do is we'd have to set the camera from the bottom, you know, like the jump area.
America's
so we immediately went right onto it.
Yeah, Morocco's funny some videos. Aaron breaking his butt on a skateboard. There you are right now.
Yeah, I can see it happening. That could be like a massive hit.
Well, yeah, that actually might that might push the channel a bit farther. Then,
yeah, I said to Donna, new stream will be live in full body cast. Yes.
Well, yes. Guys. Like I got like the neck brace on. I mean, I'm up like this. I'm hardcore, guys.
Oh, you could be like the Sandman when they got Raven.
Favorite current wrestler is Okada. 100% Okada. I'm a massive Okada fan. I'm a big Danielson fan. Brian Danielson fan. Kenny Omega is one of the greats. A lot of AW guys that I don't think are always being utilized well. I think Cody Rhodes is probably one. Cody Rhodes, especially when they let him work. Seth Rollins when he's really allowed to work. Like Malcolm, we watch a bunch of NJPW. So there's a lot of guys when it comes to that I watch. I think Jay White is being massively underutilized. Switchblade Jay White is so good.
Yeah, wasted.
And I'm a big Swerve fan too. I love Swerve Strickland. I think he's fantastic. I think they're really using him well. But
Yeah.
like his current run, it's got that feel of like it. Remember when like Stone Cold, when Braun Pillman came over, like because used to be Howard Bonds came over to WWE, and he started like this Stone Cold Brian Pillman feud, and it started it really really hot and really really good.
Yeah.
Like Swerve, Hangman Page has that feel, but done right. Like Swerve has that, like he's that edginess. He's got that, like he's even got to that home of it. Like he goes into like to Daniel. He goes into like Hangman Page's home, right? He goes into his home, like looming over his kid, and yet like he comes out when like he's the good guy. Like I think we're getting to a point where Hangman goes total like heel, and what we get is Hangman standing in the middle of the ring doing a Kane Dewey promo. And for those that don't know what that is, before Mick Foley went to WWE, when he's ECW, he did this run where as a heel where he didn't do hardcore wrestling anymore, and he got in the middle of the ring and he said, I broke my body for you guys. I lost my ear in Japan, and you guys you laughed. He said, I came out here and I did the hardcore stuff, and you cheered, and I looked in the middle of, and I was in the ring, and I'm wrestling, and I'm breaking my body, and breaking my bones, I'm breaking my back, and I look out there in the audience, and there's someone with a sign, and I've got a little boy named Dewey, an innocent little kid named Dewey, and there's a sign, Kane Dewey, right? A kid that's done nothing to you, and I've worked my ass out right here in this ring, and I look out and I see that, and it breaks my heart, and I don't want to do hardcore for you anymore. I don't want to do any of that. There you go. So that type of
okay, well,
intense there.
Well, then I'll say mine now.
But let's go. You can look up, guys.
So I'd say Will Ospreay. I would say Tetsu Naito. I would say Sanada.
Oh,
I would say Swerve Strickland. I would say FTR, because I think they're a brilliant tag team. I would say, I'd say Roman Reigns, but I just think he's better as a heel. I didn't like him before, so I'm just saying I like the heel work more than anything.
Joe, man.
I do think he's a great wrestler, but the heel work sells him more. And there's more, but Blue Justice. I love Blue Justice.
Who's your favorite female wrestlers?
My favorite female wrestlers are
like current that are still ongoing.
Madison Eagles, Cheerleader Melissa.
Is she still going?
Yeah, she was still going in Shimmer.
Damn. I've not watched the latest Shimmer.
Probably Bailey. I like the female wrestlers, but I don't feel overused in a kind of do this, do that kind of way.
Didn't you say Tessa Blanchard was your favorite?
I did like Tessa Blanchard back in the day.
It's a middle scene title.
Oh, that's what he was based off of. Blue Justice. Blue Justice is you got. I can never say his name, but they always call him Blue Justice. He's the guy that does the armbar, and the eyes go back with the blue.
Hell yeah! Well, by the way, Donna Praza has got to be in there. Of like just such great like technical wrestlers that are.
One of my favorite female wrestlers of all time, Vicky Guerrero. Santina Morella, she's another one.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Remember that?
Oh, I tell you, it's hard for me because when it comes to female wrestlers, because I don't like this whole over sexualization of a lot of them, and because that puts me off.
Well, it depends on like I think the way Tony Storm sounds really good. Like I love Tony Storm's like.
I'm not saying all of it. I'm not saying all of it, but I'm just saying there's times where if a female wrestler's been over sexualized in some way, my mind switches off. That's why I liked things like Shimmer and Stardom, because they felt more like and Shine than that, because they felt like they were actually
now that the guy's gone from Stardom. What he's going to do too, by the way.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to start You should contact him and say, "Do you want to co-own a company together?"
No, hell yeah.
And you know, and you could manage the women there, and you know, you could watch him stare at you every now and again.
Like this.
Yeah, you know. I said to Donna once, I said, if I'm becoming an actor, how would you feel about me kissing and having intimate scenes on camera? And she went, I wouldn't want you to do it. And I went, what? Even if I was a big time actor? And she said, no. And I was like, well, then I won't tell her because she ain't gonna watch the film, is she?
Like it's a job. I mean, like here's the thing: when you're making a film, there you've got like lights and like you got the Foley people, you got the cameras, you got to hit your marks. Like nothing's romantic about like a love scene in a movie, especially in that type of movie. Even in like some like the movies, you know, those quote unquote, you know, adult films. You know, it's very, you know, there's a lot of stuff, you know, that's going on behind. So a lot of stuff going into their mind, and romance is very rarely one of them. No time when I was on stage, when I used to act stuff, that was, and I, you know, when you had like leading ladies and stuff like that, I was doing like a Romeo and Juliet, and even when I was younger, I'm in high school, right, and it was like just high school stuff. Do you have time really to think about a lot of that stuff? Because there's so much going on there. You've got to remember your script. You got to hit the marks. You got to get on there. You got to not throw up when you're going to go on stage in front of like hundreds of people.
Well, it's a lot like Harry Potter. You know, when Emma Watson had to kiss Rupert Grint, she said it was disgusting because it felt like she was kissing her brother because of how close it got over the, you know, films.
Of course,
because they were like best friends, like family. By the time it got to that point, and she said she never thought badly of him, but it was just disgusting because it was like kissing a family member. And I can understand that because if you're working for a long time together, it could happen. I mean, with Robert Pattinson and Kirsten Stewart, they fell for each other.
And that worked out
But
perfect.
sometimes I think a lot of it is, you know,
nothing went wrong.
I mean, in Korea, in South Korea, they always say, like, if there's a big TV show coming out, they always say, "Oh, are they in love?" Because they spend a lot of time together, and it's just to sell the romantic idea of the show.
Oh yeah, and sometimes they're actually like, you know, to promote that. That's what they do too. They're like over there, especially, and they used to do it like in old school Hollywood. Is like they, you know, promote like, is this person really with this person type of thing. And
Are you using your snowball mic?
I am one. Yeah. Can you hear me good?
I was gonna say because you sound clearer.
I sound clear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Usually with when I got the mic, it does help out a lot. I sound too clear when I did that like King Dewey promo thing. Sorry that went on for so long, guys. Just got caught up in the moment. But I thought it was fun.
No, the passion is real.
All right, there we go. Listen to our No Name Wrestling podcast. You get stuff like that all the time.
I told you, you need to do your Wings of Redemption impersonation. Where it goes like this. Look here, look, listen. That's what you need to do.
That's it. But before I end this one off here, because like we've been on here for a bit, and I put this at 100%. I'm at like less than 40% right now.
What? That must be dying fast.
It's like, well, it did do a little bit of like stuff before it came on. We did talk for a bit before it came on here too. But yeah, guys, so we will be back here. We'll be back here doing lives anyway. So I want to I did a Steelbook like video, like Steelbook collection video on talking about stuff. But I would like to do like a live with us, like chatting about this, because we are at a point now, and I'll give a little bit of a taste of it right now, where Steelbooks, where I talked about it. Like when I was in Canada, I had this conversation about, and we talked during a live video, and I said, you know, Steelbooks they're on their way back in, like it's starting to become a thing again. And people were like, you know, maybe, you know. And now we're starting to see it. We're really starting to like Steelbooks to come about. Like Disney's got the Steelbooks, you know, Mill Creek's like going forward with Steelbooks. I think, you know, Walmart has been really
even Amazon's doing more,
pushing like Steelbooks to become like the thing. And one of the reasons I think that is that you know, Best Buy's gone. Walmart is the one that's kind of like they're planting that flag to do physical media, and it's great to get the $5, $10 people to come in for the bins and stuff like that. But physical media, the future of physical media is the collectors. And although a slipcover might work online, for somebody that's a burgeoning collector or for collector in a store, a Steelbook stands out. It
Well,
looks.
especially if you can easily go in that store, pick it up, see if it's in good condition, and actually buy it. Because a lot of problems with the online stuff now is it
Yeah.
turns up it's damaged or it's not
Yeah.
a thing. If you said to me, would you rather go into, like, let's say the Vinegar Syndrome store, right, and buy all your titles there, whether Steelbook or whatnot, right, or get them sent to you, I'd always say I'd rather get the bus, go there and pick the stuff up, because at least I know before I came out of there it wasn't damaged. Do you get what I mean?
Oh,
So I
100%. I
think
do agree.
Walmart have made a fantastic choice, because by having them on the shelves, collectors can go in there, they can look at them, they can go, okay, mint, I've got it, and they're going to sell more.
And with these new translucent slips that they're doing a lot in steelbooks, Mill Creek has really pushed forward with those, with Street Fighter, with Mothra, with like that. I think that gets in those slip cover lovers as well. Yeah, Jerry Dugan actually wrote Savage
Yeah, me and
Avengers.
Aaron both own that. Because you own that as well, didn't you?
Savage Avengers?
Yeah.
I don't have it yet. Am I ready for the? I am doing a video. So Morgan, please be here. We are doing we're going to be here live for the unveiling, with a lot of coffee, obviously, because it's going to be like 6 o'clock in the morning for us. For the Vinegar Syndrome like flash pre-order, we're excited about it happening. And
yep, we reveal all doing that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Like, there's the new cinematograph coming out. There's a new VSU, I think, coming out as well, if I'm correct.
Yeah, there's a VSU, the cinematograph.
We know Sean O'Brien. I think Sean O'Brien is going to be part of this one. Sean O'Brien 1 or 2.
Sean O'Brien's one of the ones that now we know. So I think there's 2 other releases they're showing.
Yeah,
and then the 2 mystery ones. But we'll hear more about them, because there's always a description, isn't there?
I'm super excited about it, and it's next Friday. So
the reveal's at 6 your time, right? AM.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I got to check to be sure. You're better when it comes to like if it's 5 years.
Yeah, it's a 5-9.
No, maybe
we'll probably start. I'm guessing we'll probably start around 1 a.m. your time, and then just do like a 5-hour stream.
Well, we'll do a long stream for sure. Homegrown Horrors Volume 3. Ooh, that would be good.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I don't have one. Didn't they? It's one of the titles. Halloween Teen or something, was it? It sounded like that, wasn't it?
Did you say Halloween 10?
No, Halloween Teen.
Something,
I don't know. No. Imagine if it was Halloween 10. That'd be quite funny.
Homegrown Horrors, I would be down for.
One of them. That might be one of the titles, because normally doing May and November as Haunted Halloween.
Haunted Halloween, there we go.
See, I was close. But normally at those times they do kind of like multiple releases, like bigger releases, like multiple film things, because they want people to buy them. So the 3-pack set might actually be. I do not think there's going to be a Hong Kong Volume 2 set for a while.
I think next year.
Next year. Because they never really talked. When they did the list, they didn't really talk about many box sets. And when they did, they said like maybe a box set of this kind of thing. Because I don't know. I mean, I really want to see what the Ultra HD, well, the 4K double action pack is going to be.
Obviously, you know what I want it to be, right?
Cardona 3.
Man, you know me. You know me well, Malcolm, because every night I go to bed with Cardona's Collection Volume 1 nestled by my side, right?
What people don't know about you is you stick them when you and him go out in the car. You stick them on the outside of the car to show them off proudly, and when you get out, you pick them up so nobody else steals them, because you know that's some prime estate right there of moving them. And then when you get back in, you put it back on again. And then when you get home, you put it in the fridge. At night, you take them off, you wrap them up in a pillowcase, you hug them.
That sounds wrong, man.
They're going to get taken.
Oh, no, I'm not a massive Cardona fan, obviously. But what I'd like to see, Homegrown Horrors Volume 3, yes. I would love to see. I don't see it happening anytime soon. You know what I want, Malcolm? Do you know the set I want? You know what it is? Volume 2, televised series.
Yep.
I really think that TV horror is underrated, and we need more. We definitely need more of that.
Well, I want You know what I want to release? I want to release more Jollies. You know, more Jollies and actually are forgotten and not ones that have been released other places. Because they're going to do an 80s edition, aren't they?
Radical, man. 80s is perfect.
Well, you know, I think it'd be great if they did. I actually think that's an untapped market.
No, it is untapped. Like, well, you know me. I'm a Jello person. I grew up with this stuff. Like, for those that don't know, I grew up in like a small area, smaller fishing village area. You know, where I was out doing my karate all the time. So
yep, you were on the pole, weren't you? Hitting the thing and moving out the way.
Cranes, crane way, right?
Yep.
I go to a small town, and we had like a small theater there, and they couldn't afford to get all the new movies. So every once in a while, we get a new movie. But most of the time, you get like an old, like kind of like Jackie Chan wasn't famous at the time. This was early Jackie Chan. So early Jackie Chan stuff, get Jallos, you get like Argento, stuff like that coming in. And that's the type of stuff I'd see when I was growing up. That's the stuff you'd see on the big screen. It wasn't a lot of like, oh, look, it's the latest, you know, whatever, like the blockbuster movie. It was like, no, you're there watching like Tenebrae in the theater, even though it came out years ago. Amazing bow staff skills. Little do you know, I'm wearing a costume right now. I'm actually the 5th Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It's just
change the staff to Shaft, and you've got it.
Are you talking about your skills? Well, that is, come on, good comeback. Acknowledge me.
That was good. That was a good comeback. Okay, that was good. I think, if I'm honest about what I want Vinegar Syndrome to release, I don't really care that much as long as it's something that's decent and that I've never seen.
So titles were revealed, including our next issue, cinematograph, discounted pre-orders.
Points.
Yeah, double VSMC points during the event. Friday, March 15th, 12:01. So that should be a lot of fun.
Why couldn't they do it in the afternoon?
Because they know that on that day, you know I gotta do this, right? You know I gotta do this. You know this is the perfect time. I can't be better set than this. On that time, on that day, when I'm staying up late, really late, in my birthday month.
Oh.
That is math. That is God tier shilling right there.
Well, at least it's happening before the end of the month, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good. It should be fun. Actually, I'm actually really excited about it. I did my Vinegar Syndrome collection. If you guys haven't seen that video, I went through it. I gave a lot of kudos to Vinegar Syndrome at the time. I really talked about stuff. I reevaluated titles that I wasn't quite sure on before, to the point where Malcolm was like, "Wow, I'm kind of surprised with some of the stuff the nice stuff that you said. Like, were you high?" No.
Yeah, I did actually. When you said the Cardona wasn't that bad, I was like, "Oh no, please record this bit."
But it's like, but it's true. Like here's the thing. Like it's like Ebola syndrome. You like Ebola syndrome a lot. I was not a massive fan, but I have a reason for not being a massive fan. Same with Cardona. Like, there's a reason. I don't like the fact he was cruel to animals and he didn't mind it. Like, allegedly didn't mind it. Ebola syndrome, I got epilepsy. Kind of hard for me to watch. But still, like, when I look at these and when I reevaluate things, when I go and I give my opinions, but I got to give my thoughts like objectively as well. And it's not. Cardona is a guy that, I'll put it this way, needed an editor.
Did you say enema?
Well, that too, especially for the animal thing, but like definitely need an editor. Because are his movies too long? Just and that is like not like 80% of movies nowadays, by the way. Just too long.
I put on a movie and I see it's 2.5 hours long, and I'm like, for a comedy, why?
Well, here's what gets me. Okay, some people remember I'm not dissing this guy, okay? Before I go, because this guy's a massive fan base, and they're not exactly the most subtle people. Just saying before I go any further. Just saying. Like, we're putting that bumper out there, all right? Not dissing the guy.
You got to put down Sean Felix.
All right. So, every time a Zack Snyder movie comes out, every single time.
Okay, Zack Snyder.
Every single time. It's like, well, here's the movie. But wait a minute. Don't worry, guys. This movie may not be very good, but here's a director cut. Slightly better. Like
the 4-hour cut.
Yeah, just make like originally when you're like, oh yeah, the studio hold me back, man. Like I'm not being able to make my vision. Oh, when you're working for like Warner Brothers or something, I get that. When you're making movies for Netflix, and that are blatantly your vision, that's not.
What about if you're making? What about if you're making films for SRS Cinema?
It's like it's a director's cut to have a director's cut, and that bothers me.
Well, you know what's interesting? I saw a new Anvil movie being released. Guess what it's called?
The Last Anvil.
It's called Anvil AI. Are
you serious?
Yeah, we've got backpack, we've got backroom doors, we've got AI. It's like, what the hell? It's totally lost what it was.
Who was it? I think I said Anvil Christmas or something like that one. And I was like, yeah, Anvil Karen should have won just because the name Karen alone. And the director of Anvil Christmas was like, hey, I won, and I'm pretty glad. And I felt bad. I'm like, man, damn it.
What did you think about Anvil Karen?
I think it was a Shansi Films movie. I don't know.
It was a Shansi Films movie. What did you think about it?
I didn't see it. I didn't see any of those movies, man. I was just watching it was like a Fangoria, they did like a one of those like award shows, and I was just like I went in blind. It was a reaction video. I've seen a lot of the movies. Just I don't watch the Anvil stuff so much anymore. Last one I saw.
Let's go right now. This is very controversial, and it's probably going to kill my whole YouTube career. The only thing worse than Samuel Bear says, if I dropped my zipper and did what needed to be done on camera, and that is, I think the problem with a lot of movie makers now is not only are the films too long, but they don't have the point of watching them. Like, especially lower budget movies, they just seem to just drag on now instead of actually having much going on. I mean, Killers of the Flower Moon obviously isn't that, No. And those type of films nowadays, they do feel really long. But I mean, I watched Mission Impossible, right? 7. I think it was like 2 hours 40 minutes, the first part, or is it 8? I lose track. Or is it 9? I don't know. Right? But anyway, I watched that in the cinema. I enjoyed it. It didn't feel like it was longer than an hour. Did I think the film was good? No. I thought the action was good. Bit too long. But, I think there is a difference between cinema and trash. And the problem with a lot of trash is it's pretending it's... It feels like it's one of those things where people are just making money to grab it instead of making proper films. I mean, me and Aaron, right? We could make a film in 2 days that's better than most of the trash that comes out.
2.5, just to be sure. Gotta have that. Gotta add in that half day, man.
Yeah, there you go.
I think people sometimes forget in our like online type where people can get super critical on stuff. That sometimes people lose that fun aspect of films. Because like look at Chris Stuckman, right? He came out and he everybody's trashed down like
Madam. You mean the sellout? You mean the guy that everybody's calling a sellout now?
Yeah, because they don't. Because everybody's a sellout when you're not doing it, right? That's wonderful. Get back to Mick Foley again, right? But everybody's a sellout when you're feeding your family. But he's right. I mean, like I did not need Stuckman to come out and do review number 878 of like, oh, Madam Web wasn't very good.
Yeah.
He took a chance and did something different, and I appreciate that, because a lot of people, unfortunately, and not everybody, but a lot of people live for that razor review that they can just cut stuff apart. And I'm like, when did you stop liking movies? When did it become more about like that hit of excitement that comes from, the negativity? Because the negativity, I could get super negative online and I'll get a lot more views. But I don't normally do that. And but you get those YouTubers that are doing that stuff, that are just like, that, oh yeah, let's every review is like blah blah blah. And that's not me saying Madam Web's not a. I haven't seen the movie right now. Not having seen the movie, I'm guessing it's horrible. But
Yeah.
you don't need me to tell you. You don't need like 1,000 reviews to tell you. So if some guy decides to say, you know what, like everybody's out, they've told you it's not good. So let me tell you what it's like, to work under a studio and have like involvement, like go kind of
explain how hard it is and how much goes into it.
That interests me. I'm more interested in that. Like if I'm going to see like a cheesy Madam like web review, I'm going to wait later on down the road till like Brandon Tenold or like Dr. Woofula does like a funny review of it, right? Because that's legit. Those guys do things like for humor purposes. If you're like a reviewer and like this, oh look at this, like, oh man, I can get in there, I can make this good. Like, it's really negative. People love the negativity stuff. Check that.
Well,
Hot takes today, guys. Hot takes.
I've never really been a fan of Chris Stuckman, not because I think he's a bad guy, but just because I don't really watch that many reviews by people, because I have this tendency of wanting to watch a film first before anything else. And normally I read Letterboxd reviews after to see what people thought instead of that, because I just think every view is personal. So the thing, unless you're trying to, basically just say what you think everybody wants to hear. So I try to just try to watch a movie and see my own view. People that need to watch a review before they decide is the same for me, in my view, as someone who watches the whole full playthrough of a video game before they pick it up and play it. There's no point.
I get some things. Like my better half, if there's animals in the film, like she will look ahead to see if the animals can be hurt before. Like I said,
that's different because you can look that up, and there's that's completely different. But I'm talking about just as the film.
Yeah, I think it's as long as people are enjoying it. Like, and I'm not ragging on people that like make reviews on like a review. You don't like a movie, and so you can have a negative review or something like that. Yeah, that happens. Look, like some of the greatest reviewers of all time, like Siskel and Ebert, like, and they had, like, I totally disagree with them on a ton of stuff, but they were entertaining. And I never liked Siskel and Ebert because he ragged on my stuff. I liked Siskel and Ebert because they did really intelligent reviews, and especially Roger Ebert. If you read his reviews, they were like, he would crap on stuff that I really, really liked, but man, was it well written. Man, was it well done. Gene Siskel said it, and he said it like 100% correct. Siskel was a better reviewer. Roger Ebert was a better writer.
Well, that's nice.
Thank you. True appreciation for film, respect for film. It's true, and I do love, like, because that's the thing. Movies. If you look in the back of my collection, stuff like that, it's everything from like the classics to like just like the cheese that I literally grew up with, like loving. It's too easy to break things down when we can spend our time, hopefully, all chatting stuff and like lifting stuff up, having fun with it. At the end of the day, when you come in here, I want you to go out of here like saying, okay, I had a fun time. I got to chat with people. I got to talk about that. Maybe enlighten Aaron or Malcolm on a movie or something they didn't know about, or maybe they told me something that I wasn't
Yeah.
quite sure of. And at the end of the day, that's what this channel is.
I wanted to say quickly, so I watched Halloween Ends again, right? And originally I gave it 1 star, right? And I watched it again, and I thought to myself, you know what? I don't fully agree, with what you said about, you've said, how it's great and all this, but I could see so much more in it the second time, well, third time, I guess, because I was actually left alone. I had peace and quiet. I was watching it. I could see stuff that I didn't even see the last times. Do you know what I mean? And I really thought to myself, you know what? Aaron's got a big point on this movie, because it's a really decent movie. And when you watch it properly, you can see things that you don't see. And I think that's why I actually gave it a 3.
Oh wow, that is a big
Yeah.
step up.
And I feel like if I watched it again, I'd probably give it a higher.
It's one that works better like on rewatches, and works better as when you know. I think initially the that like knee-jerk reaction of like, oh, this isn't what I expected. Like hurt for a lot
Well,
of people, right?
Corey's a very deep character when you look
I
back
love
on
it.
it and you watch it properly. I was watching it and I was like, it all makes sense now. How did I miss any of this? And I think it's just because what people don't realize is one of the problems I have when I watch movies. It isn't that I can't pay attention, because I can. It's the fact that Donna might put on a washing machine in the room next door. Donna might need to talk to me. The doorbell might go. Whatever. I might get a phone call. So I'm not able to just watch a movie sometimes straight. So obviously, because of that, I miss certain things.
Like that.
So yeah. So because I think I got to watch it in absolute peace and quiet the other day, I think I was able to appreciate more. Like the filming style was incredible. The lighting, the relationship between him and Addison, you can see all the connections more. So yeah, very happy with it now.
It's the only like time in like Halloween's history, and people really have to take this consideration that we've had a director stay on for three consecutive films with the and actually have a vision,
Yeah.
which is truly slasher
You're
dribble.
right, Matty. There is a lot of slasher dribble. Trust me. Whenever I go into places like CX and I see slasher movies that have come out recently, I just shake my head, because they're going to be garbage for the most part. One I
And
did enjoy.
you say that as you're
One
putting them in
horror
your
movie. Yes, as I put in my car. One film I did enjoy, which was an English-made one, was
Which
a
one?
film called Cupid. It was called Cupid.
Oh, I
And
like
what
that one.
happens is Cupid. Did you watch it?
It's good. I like that.
It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, it's cheap and but it's fun. It's brilliant. I like it. If you haven't seen it, Matty, I'd recommend it.
I'll say this too, and this is going to be super controversial. It's not great, but Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey doesn't deserve data gets.
You know what? I watched it. Sorry. I was going to say I watched it, and I'm actually looking forward to the sequel, because I feel like it's one of those films that, it got ragged on a lot, and it's not perfect. But if you go from like a low budget horror movie standpoint, it's a lot better than a lot of ones you see, with the lighting, the cinematography, and stuff. I think if they improve the second one a lot,
Did you see
it could
Owl?
become a
Did you see
franchise.
Owl? Holy shit!
Yeah, exactly. It could become a proper franchise, and I think that would be good. I
hate
just
that
think
video though.
people. Yeah, well, it makes sense though, doesn't it? Because of but I just feel like people sometimes get mistakes. It's like when you get the stuff from Vinegar Syndrome, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't the highest budget. It wasn't this all the time, but they are films. They are, most of them are films, right? Don't get me wrong. There's some that are really, really cheap and bad looking, some of them. But they're all actual films. Most of the films that come out now, right, they're films that were made in like 3 or 4 days. And they're not even that great, because they didn't take the time and the effort and the heart to do anything with them. And you see those in your store, right? You see them in the store when they come out, and you're like, oh, God, how many times have I seen this again and again and again? So, but then when you get something like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, or you pick up something like Cupid, immediately like, oh, this ain't gonna be great. You watch it, and if you're pointing it down as bad as you are, you don't know the difference. That's all I keep saying, right? But I watched the films here. Did it again? I watched the 2 films called Bad Nun 1 and 2. Right, one's called Nun Awakening, and one's called The Nun or something. I watched the first one, and I was like, this is a lot of fun. Yeah, it's in English town. It's not great, but it was fun. And the second one, I was like, oh, this is even better. And there's a third one out, which I cannot find anywhere to watch at the minute. Also, I'm going to have to import from America. And I'm like, this is low budget, but this is done right. And as I'm going to keep saying. And I just wish people could tell the difference. Now, don't wrong, there's a difference between not liking a film naturally. And, we all hate movies of certain movies. We might not say it, but we say, oh, I didn't like that one. I didn't click with that. But there are things you have to look into. You have to look into the whole process. You have to look at what was there, what wasn't. I think that's the days things I miss about VHS. Was back in the VHS days, you really didn't care. You'd put the VHS in, you'd watch that movie sometimes like 3 or 4 times. You'd keep watching it because you had that VHS there and you wanted to see it because that's what you had. Now, because we have movies all over the place, we just don't appreciate it as much.
It's true. I mean, like we get like, and here's the thing: there's so much coming out, and it's like the wealth of like riches there. It's like you've got it's so much that you don't get time to appreciate the movie till you're on to the next one. But like I think
hundreds of films come out every month.
That's the killer part. Like I remember back in the day. It's gonna make me sound super old. Like I don't look super old. Like go get a VHS, and I was like, I got money to get that VHS. It took me a while.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got this movie. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get like, Fear the Wolfman, Paul Naschy. I'm gonna watch it. I got home right away. What did I do? I sat down, put in my VCR, watched the movie. I'm like, man, I'm good. This is so cool. Talk to somebody, but talk to my dad. Sit back, and next couple, I'd be watching it again, watching it over. Be like, just whenever I had this like small collection. And movies I really, really loved, stuff that I'd watch over and like I watched Black Christmas over and over again, and just like to see those shots and see just how amazing it was. And I'd be so excited. And to this day, I think that's part of like what makes me what I am when it comes to this channel. I'm so excited to talk about this stuff. We get so excited because we love like these films, and when we find something that's a revelation, it's a fantastic thing. That's why I get excited to see stuff. What Vinegar Syndrome can come out with stuff, and sometimes it's gonna hit with me. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not gonna hit with me, and I'm gonna get it down the road, and it's gonna be something that's gonna be my new favorite. I didn't even know I wanted. I didn't even know I liked.
Crazy, isn't
it is, but it's a time to be grateful for. At a time when we're thinking, okay, well, there's so much streaming, and now they're talking about Tubi and the fact that they're cutting 15, 20 minutes out of a movie when it's going on there. And that's going to happen. It's going to happen with streaming.
Crazy though, it's that long.
It is. It's a lot. But the killer part is, as long you guys are going out there and you're watching and you're enjoying, I don't care how you consume it. All I care about is like that you're enjoying it, that it's something that you do. If you're watching and that you're not just buying them and putting on, you're watching Devil's Honey because it's a good movie and it makes you think about, hey, maybe I should have learned how to play sax when I was younger.
Yeah,
hell yeah. But just great stuff.
I think we live in, I think the problem is, I think one of the biggest problems nowadays is, there's many people now that are born and around but didn't grow up on VHS. They barely grew up on DVD. Even though DVD's around, they barely grew up with the early days of DVD. So Are there any people out there who like my films actually do a good job of?
That's a good question.
That is a good question because I would say DIY. This is the thing, right? There was so many DIY films that were like shot on video, right, back in the day, and some of them really good, some of them not so good, but they're always superior in many ways to a lot of the stuff that comes out now. And you might go, "How's that possible?" I think it's because now a lot of it isn't as passionate as people want to make out. A lot of it is because back then they didn't have the GoFundMe, they didn't have Kickstarter, they didn't have that. They couldn't get that money. They had to invest themselves. And I think a lot of the reason with the whole crowdfunding now is you don't have to invest anything. You get that script done, you get that script somewhere, someone's bare basic. And because of that, the only thing you do is, yeah, it's shot, scene shot, done, you know, because you know people are going to do that. And to me, that takes away from the heart of it. If I were to make a film, I'd want to pay for it myself.
I think I would kickstart. I would because funding's important to get it done right.
If you're actually doing it properly, that's the main thing.
Well, that's the thing. But if you're going in to do it, like one, your heart passion should be into doing something like that, and one, you should like if you're going to do anything like crowdfunding, Kickstarter, or anything like that, and you're doing like a film, you work out those those economic things.
Yeah,
get that sheet out of the way, like pre putting anything up there. I think that the problem isn't that there's less great movies, low budget movies being made now. Is that there's so much out there. There's such a proliferation, like out there right now. There's so many different like streaming services. There's so much that's out there right now that that a lot of stuff gets lost in the shuffle that we don't see for a while. Back in the VHS days, you'd go to your and back not just in the VHS days. Like let's pin it down. Back in the days when you went to a video store, because this is where the key part comes in. When you went to a video shop and you looked around, you had a chance to discover and explore things. Now with 10 out of 1,000, whatever, on your local streaming service, with certain movies being catered towards what they think you like, what the mighty algorithm thinks you like, or what they want to push towards you, you sometimes surface look. Because you're online, you want to watch something fast, you're not looking for a long time. When I went to a video store, I could spend, trust me, my dad, like, I would spend hours. I'd be looking around there, I'd talk to people. And it was an experience. And that's what this channel is supposed to be like, it's going to a video store.
But you read the back constantly of the thing.
Oh, yeah, you come back, you look at something, you pick it up. You're like, oh man, I want to get, and then you look at something else. You weren't sure, and you had to make that decision because it wasn't cheap to rent a video.
Well, that's one of the things. That's one of the things I hate about Amazon. Just cutting, just to say this bit, is you go to look somewhere on Amazon and you get everything else but that.
Yeah, discovery is what's missing. It's not the fact that those movies aren't being made. It's just that they're being lost. Those great, so some like stuff like Cuba, right, for instance, right? A lot of this stuff gets lost in the shuffle because there's so much out there. And back in the day, you went to your local store and you found that stuff. Now,
well, don't ever buy Sean C. Phillips movies then, because they're all shit.
But nowadays, a lot of people they go online, or they just get what the boutique label has, and they don't look beyond that. And boutique labels do a good job of giving us a cross section of stuff. But it's still a cross section of stuff. There's still a lot of stuff out there, guys, for you guys to explore, to find beyond your Vinegar Syndromes and your Severins and stuff like that. There is so much stuff out there that is just maybe your next favorite film, but because it's not done by a boutique label, because it may have just came out with a regular release that you just don't know. But that's the exciting thing. That's the exciting thing about it.
Well, that's why I miss the old HMV and the old Virgin Megastores, because they were an MVC, because they actually had all the films in there, or at least for us, it felt that way,
Yeah.
And, I agree with Matt with the thrifting, but I'm sick and tired of thrifting. And it's not because I'm against it. It's just the way it is over here, You go in there, it's the same generic stuff there. Like, Some will take in 50 Shades of Grey. They'll take in Titanic DVD. They'll take in this. Yeah, you do find some gems now and again, but it's very rare. I can go in the same different charity shops next to each other, and it'll always have the same titles in, and I'm sick of that. But
CX has good stuff though. CX has. I've seen some videos of people thrifting.
Yeah, CX does have some good stuff, but I've had a credit note for CX for 3 months and not used it. So even though I've been in there multiple times, but the problem with that is it isn't CEX. It might even be the thrift store. It might be the fact that I've got a big collection, you know, and the things that would normally stand out are things I own. So because I bought them originally. But, you know, I do agree with thrifting because I think it can find some lot of things. If you go to somewhere like Value Village, sometimes they have tons of movies on the shelf. So I do think it's a good idea. I just think it's not so good here.
Trying to find it. So there's some podcasts, and they ended up making a few films. They're called Slasher Studios. I'm sure you know they are. And they did Don't Go to the Reunion, and they did a couple other films. And so a viewer sent them to me, and because I listened to the podcast, and they said, you know, you might like these, and I really liked them. They were low budget. You know, they're definitely micro budgeted films. But and I even had a VHS sent one of them sent to me. And you know, they were limited like 500 copies and stuff like that. But they were really fun, and I've gone back and watched them a few times. They weren't just like one watch and throw away, or like, you know, what I mean by throw away, you know, like put back to the back of your collection type thing. But no, there's like, yeah, they're kind of fun. And I think there's a lot of that out there. It's just unfortunately the way that things are being like put across to us nowadays, it makes it a little bit harder to find.
There's one I really enjoyed called Bloody Homecoming. I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, that's the American title. I don't know if it's got an English title over it. Sometimes they're different, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
But I watched over there, and there was a firefighter one as well. I watched with the person dressed up as a firefighter killing people, and that was good. You know, so it is out there. But the problem is, I think, like you, I think there's so much choice there. There's a majority of people that are too lazy in the sense of they'll just go for social media instead of looking at both sides, you know, of everything. Like my view is this: if I have to look on social media and I have to listen to multiple reviews and multiple things of something before I buy it, I shouldn't bother. I think you should watch one review if you want to. And I think if you want to, you should look at the trailer. But I think you should go in as blind as you can to certain movies, because I do think that will kill the enjoyment.
Oh, yeah.
You know, most stuff I buy, I didn't look at the trailer for. I didn't even read the description. You know, if it's cheap stuff, I mean, not obviously expensive stuff.
You know what?
Yeah.
That might be a good idea for some videos here. Like a little bit of like a ongoing every once in a while series is for us to look at some low budget stuff.
That would be good. I'm up
for that. What do you think, guys? Actually, that'd be a great idea. Look at some low budget titles, low budget action, low budget horror. Give some recommendations on certain titles. Like, see what we think about them. Give some love to the outside the studio stuff, and that's perfect. Yeah, that is 100%. That is right up my alley and the type of stuff that I want to do. But that being said,
give us a list, Mom.
Right now, so that I don't go blank on you. I want to thank everybody for joining us today for this over 3-hour long video. If you like the video, give it a like. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, because a lot of people lately have been telling me they're not seeing my videos come up in their notification list. So recheck that. Like, share, subscribe. You want to do the Patreon? Do the Patreon. You want to buy me a coffee? Buy me a coffee. You want to sit back and enjoy the video? Sit back and enjoy the video. That's what we're here for. So with all that being said, mask your video titles. My name's
I've got 555. I've got that.
Not great. Hey, why not? There's a lot of titles we can look at. My name is not Malcolm. It's Aaron. Though, over there, that's
my name isn't Aaron. My name's Malcolm.
It's like the Tirani, right?
See you guys. Yeah, exactly.
It's good night for him.
I'd like to thank everybody for watching and being a part of this stream, because without you guys, yeah, we could talk about stuff, but you add to it. So thank you.
Exactly. I got asked before, like, am I the cult of cinema? Is Malcolm cult of cinema? You are the cult of cinema.
Like the WWE universe, right?
We are Legion. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time, and have a wonderful, enjoying Sunday.